5 of you guys already? Wow. Vigilante Winston here with the special episode of the Vigilante Winston Show. Not sure if these episodes are in the official canon of the Vigilante Winston Show. I'm not sure. I guess you guys can decide. Welcome. I have over 250 subscribers, which is insane because it went from 200 to 250 very, very fast. And a lot of that is owed to Gary giving me yet another, in my opinion, undeserved shout out. He's giving me quite a few shout outs. So thank you, everybody who subbed from him. Thank you for anyone who has subbed because of Comics Division or any of the other channels I've been on, including Jake D, Nick Weiser, who is in the chat. I see you. Just Another Red Shirt, who is not just another red shirt. He is the red shirt who's saying hi to Sentient Dildo. He's drunk and high at the same time, drinking champagne on the airplane. We appreciate that. Ruth Korean, who was not at the Capitol either, neither was I. And he's also here. I appreciate anyone else. A few others. Robert, 250, yeah. 250. David Blair is also here. Photo came over from Nick Weiser, if I remember correctly. Let me just look at something real quick. Off screen. Let me get off camera and try to vent for myself. I just want to thank everybody who's just coming along for this crazy ride. Gary, whether you meant to or not, told the fifth. He said I found my voice. That is totally not true. I have no idea what I've been doing for the past 8 months now, 8 or 9 months on this platform, past 4 or 5. Since I've been like a member of, I was a member of Gary's channel well before I got on the member stream. So that's not true. I was a member for months and then heard something about the member stream. I said, okay, I'll just hop on. And actually the first week I didn't. And then one week I did. And I almost didn't put on the mask and hop on. But I'm like, I'm just fuck it. Why not? And I did. And then that's how I networked with like Jake D and a lot of other JD, Nick Weiser, Foulball, Just Another Red Shirt, a lot of other people I just met from those member streams. So many people I could count. And that's what got me along. So sorry to vamp. I'm trying to set things up, see how things are. Man, I really appreciate it. Oh my God. Thomas So in the background of Reddit's appeals, yeah. Well, don't tell. Yeah, people with the don't say anything to people who are red pilled. They will come after me if you check any of my videos and the ratios. I'm trying to get on D Live. Trying to have D Live, Stream Elements, and StreamYards up, and then have it set up. Like I don't think I'm going to cover too much as far as I will cover stuff. I'll talk about stuff. I'm not going to have like articles up, but I got to figure out how to produce my own show because I don't know what I'm doing, but I appreciate everybody's here. I mean, you guys are just some of the like coolest people I've ever come across in my entire life. And I'm not just saying that just because you're here. I mean that seriously. From talking to people in the chats and other people's chats and on stream, you guys are really beyond cool. So I just want to make sure my D Live is up so I can check out all the people on D Live. Make sure I'm not doing audio feedback because people do show up on D Live. My Twitch will show up here. Eventually, we will be on Odyssey once that's up and running. I got an email saying it was, but I'm not sure how that works. Once I can figure that out and that's up and going, as I breathe hard because I'm doing the Viggy Smalls thing, I had to lose weight. But no, once all that stuff is up, we will be on Odyssey as well. I'm already on Odyssey where it's mirroring, so that's cool. So I think I have everything up that I need to be up. Alrighty. Okay, let's kind of start. I already did the intro. Yes, Thomas Soul in the background, and Gina. I guess we could talk a little bit about that. But first, I kind of gotta see what you guys have already been talking about. The chat is already on fire. At the 250 just up. Yeah, that's where we're at. Let's see. How can I get to everyone? Before the stream, Robert was talking about time for another great episode. I don't know. We'll try. Thank you again for your congratulations, Ruth Korean. Real quick question. What does Ruth Korean mean? Is that a reference to anything? Wasn't washing the dog just another red shirt? I had to walk dog Jelante Wilson. He wasn't too happy with me because it's raining outside. He wants to drink every drop of rain. It's pretty gross. Thank you, Nick Weiser. Thank you, man. I appreciate your support. You've helped me along the way. I can't wait to tune in. I can't wait to hopefully do a good show for everybody who is tuning in. Guys just saying hi to each other as the stream starts. Yeah, it happens. Hell again. Dog must have saw a Batwoman episode, ran away. I know, no Batwoman in this household. Cool, might find yourself the future guest of Latino Slants Smash Word today. I'm surprised I've not been on her. Maybe I haven't. It just don't know it. Yeah, really. For Batwoman will do that to her, man. And Ascension Dildo getting drunk and high at the same time, drinking champagne on the airplane. Let's see where we are. David Blair saying hi. Robert 250. Ascension Dildo saying congrats. Withering Liberal, I think you're new here. I appreciate it. How do you have 6 listeners and 7 likes already? Looking forward to the stream. Well, thank you. If you're a new subscriber, I appreciate it, Withering Liberal. And hopefully I can keep you entertained and informed of whatever the hell it is I do here that keeps people around. And yeah, Thomas Soul in the background. The reddest of red pills. Yeah. Hell. Hell and salute. Salute to anyone who comes over from the FBT. Oh, hopefully you can still hear me because I just heard that sound in the background. Uh-oh. I have a bunch of wires by me. And if one of my USB shit starts going wrong, so if you can't hear me, let me know in the chat, which you wouldn't know that I'm saying that because you wouldn't be able to hear me. Actually, I can stop the camera, see if you can hear me real quick. Okay, I see the little audio thing, so I know you can hear me. All right, so yeah, I appreciate you not coming after me. I got a response video to my other video, and then another video that will be controversial coming. That makes 2 of us. If it's a not knowing what we're doing, not knowing what we're doing, yeah. Hell, at least you had the voice. I don't know if I had the voice. If you're just talking about like the way my voice sounds, I hate the way my voice sounds, but I appreciate you guys. You're doing just fine. Just roll with it. We're here listening. I appreciate you guys listening, man. Yeah, I am not cool either, Jaffo. I am not cool. If you're looking for cool, you came to the wrong place. I appreciate you here, Jaffo. I think you may be newer, but I feel like I've seen your name in the chat, so at least say hi to you in the chat before. Since you did, I'm saying what's up. Goodness, a lot of people in the chat. Zooming. Fantastic Four book. Yeah. Oh, man, I want to talk about the Fantastic Four. I haven't read this before. Holy shit. I bullshit you not. I get 1 page in. 1 page in, I almost want to cry. I'm going to show you guys that. I'm glad you brought it up. I wanted to bring this up on the stream. I'll do it now. But I hope you can't see who I am because I look. Well, you can. My mask is pretty coverage. Let's see. Literally, the first or the first page brings you to a damn near tear. I'm not bullshitting. You don't even have to hardly know these characters, really. You could just look at the art, read the panel. So, okay, it starts off, and I'm Ben Grimm's girl in the hospital, his blind girlfriend. First off, appreciate the goddamn art. It's beautiful. So you have that page. There's like the cover page or whatever. And then the first page, you turn the page. I'll show you the art and spoil it a little bit for you. And then read some of it. Okay. And it's reading through the mask, so it's gonna be rough. is basically, she's blind and the thing's the thing. And she's hurt in the hospital. I don't know the context. I haven't got that far. I almost cried. No bullshit. It's basically dealing with the thing being insecure and wanting to be fair to her because of how he looks. He says, when she's hugging him, he says, come on, it's not right. And then she comes back like, how I feel. I'm paraphrasing. And then he says, it ain't that, baby. I just want to be fair to you. It ain't right for me to take advantage of you just because you can't see. And she says, take advantage. I don't understand. What do you mean, Ben? And she says, skip it, honey, skip it. So it's like he feels like he's taking advantage of her because he can't see. She can't see and he's ugly. Just displaying that insecurity of this hero in that panel with that art. It's just like one page and I'm almost in tears. You don't need to know anything about the story. You don't even need to know the backstory of the characters. That's art. That is what comic books do, and they don't do that anymore. And that's why you have to. And that sucks because this is my first Epic collection, and I know I'm going to get into these, and I can't give Disney money, so I have to go to eBay and get ripped off. That's how it goes. But yeah, I had the Fantastic Four books. Should probably put it back, right? But yeah, that is that good. That good. Alrighty. Is everything comes off? We can see my fat back. Maybe you could. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Alrighty. Appreciate you with me here. And the camera's still on. Alrighty. Yeah. So yeah, that Fantastic Four book, brilliant stuff, man. Brilliant stuff. I'm zooming Nick. Chilling playing Final Fantasy 12. Cool. Jeffo, you're cool compared to me. Hey, we're all cool here. And honestly, cool is not really worth it. Rodney King riots. Not sure what that's in reference to. LA riots. Not sure what LA riots. I know the LA riots cannot be in reference to Nick Reiser flavor number 2, Lando pansexual fluid. That cannot be what the Rodney King and LA riot comments are in reference to. So 250 plus, way to go. Thank you, David Blair. Hell Toxic Man Flu. So yeah, what are we talking about the LA riots? I'm not sure. I must have missed the comment that sparked that conversation. Just started yelling at park cars. I don't know. I get the. Oh, that's what Roof Korean is. The Rodney King riots. The Korean store owners are set on the store roofs the firearms to protect from the rioters. That's why he's called Roof Korean. Okay, now I got it. And I got the golf cart things. Yeah, I guess whatever. So I get it now. I'm on point, which I'm sure you'll tell me later when I get to the comments later. Oh wow, Bombay and Blackberry Kush. Yeah, I figured you were actually smoking something, but it's a 2 Chainz line. Shame for the BHM kids and adults. I don't know who a BHM is, but Ernest Wells, one of the intellectuals of Walter Williams, Mac Little, Thomas Sowell, Frederick Douglass. Listen, my mom was taught Thomas Sowell. A lot of problems wouldn't even have happened when I was born, or my mom's generation. I mean, you know what I mean. But that's what a liberal education system with a bunch of evil motherfuckers inside of the side of teacher union or the political structure that runs an education system. When you have that, the truth is not going to get taught to generations, and they're just going to get indoctrinated, and each generation is going to indoctrinate the next one a little bit better. So the Zodiac age version. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Try not to be too gross and sneeze on camera. Hold on a second. Okay, hopefully I haven't lost anybody. Hopefully I haven't lost anybody. No, I'm gonna come back on camera, but I'm not gonna have the headphones on because there's no point. I don't think I'm gonna be playing too much video. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. I guess it's just to hear myself, which I don't like my voice. So I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but you guys can be having conversations. Yep, play the original. Updated version. Talking about, I guess, Final Fantasy 12. Art is gorgeous. Yeah, Fantastic Four. But are we sure she's blind? I'm not that sure. I haven't read it before. Hate my voice as well. Sounds like a cat. Chewy going, oof. That's a gross imagery. Hell, Killy Child. And thank you for congratulations. Does blindness recur from number 17? Everybody hates their own voice. And that is not true. There are people who love the sound of their own voice, unfortunately for us. If it's got a good will of alcohol in it, man. Yeah, I'm cutting into different conversations. It's number 17. You don't stop, it will go blind. Count Dankula, Mad Lads, Roof Korean. Look up Count Dankula. Okay, so that's a reference. So riots are a reference to Roof Korean. Yeah, okay, I get it now. It's a riot. Okay, I get it. So love Dankula, Mad Lad series. I honestly don't remember when I first heard the term Roof Korean, but the instant I heard it, I got the reference, saw that crazy stuff on the news. I was really young when that happened. Really, really young. Oh, Black History Month. Slave History Month? No, I don't have time to have a very narrow view of Black people's contribution to Western culture. I'm done. I was blessed. Like, I had teachers when I was younger. They wanted us to dig deep into Black history during this stuff, and they wouldn't let us like have like simple answers. Like, you couldn't just talk about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X or whatever. And you had to like find other people, and it was like it made it interesting. You found all these different people, George Washington Carvers of the world, individuals who what's my man who made the stoplight, all sorts of stuff like that, and that's cool, that's dope. But then it just becomes that's not what it is. It's I've never seen The Color Purple. I've never seen 12 Years a Slave. I don't have any view. I have no interest in constantly uh cramming my head with this slave shit and this like Black inferiority. Like, all these people worried about white supremacy. Black inferiority scares me. So what Black History Month currently is not something I mess with. Because it's just is ways. And yes, The Last Ronin, which I'm hoping I can get a copy of the second issue this week. I hope I can. I'm not really clued into my comic shop like that, and I don't know I'll be able to get one. I've never actually contacted them. I got that online, but I would like to get the first printing of this comic to have that and maybe get a couple copies. I don't have a hard and fast list. I can spitball this list to you, but another day you can get a totally different list. I would say The Dark Knight is my favorite movie. It's not the best movie I've ever seen. Heat is a good movie, not The Heat, but Heat from the 90s with De Niro and Val Kilmer and Al Pacino. That's a really good movie. Another one that people just, you wouldn't necessarily tell you about favorite, but Tommy Boy. It was just such a great movie. I love that movie. Back to the Future is a great movie. I feel like I'm leaving something out that I would really toss on. I can't really think of a top five. I can name a bunch of movies that are top five worthy, and if I sat down and thought, I could give you a top five, but I couldn't think. What are some other movies that just in that just echelon of movie to me? LA Confidential is another movie I would probably put in that echelon of movie to me. I'm trying to think. What's a movie that if I just want to watch anytime? Ferris Bueller is also another fun movie. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. There's a lot of movies. I don't know. Listen, I don't know the rules, man. I'm not really. I'm done worrying. I'm getting too old to worry about this. I'm not. Even though I got the cartoon stuff and the comic book stuff. I'm old. I'm in my 30s mode. I'm in my 30s. I ain't just like, oh, I'm 30. No, no, no. I'm in the motherfuckers. Just in those motherfuckers. And I think it's easy to get spun up about a lot of this bullshit, man. I'm happy for Gina that she landed on her own feet, and that hopefully this shit with the Daily Wire, it could be a dud, it could be something successful, but hopefully it just gets more people thinking outside the box when it comes to looking for their entertainment. But it's time to stop letting them dictate the talking points. Air July talks about that, and it's just in our own head. Me and Fireball talked about WandaVision, watching it from their headspace, thinking, "Oh, is this sexist?" Like, no. Why is a woman wanting a husband and wanting to reproduce? Why is a woman wanting a husband and wanting to procreate sexist? When did that become sexist? Who knows? But they've taken so much of our mind space, so much of our narrative space, that the only way humans can possibly exist is now an act of sexism in our own minds. That has to stop. So, like, I don't. Life is hard. I don't know how easy everybody else's life is, but life is hard. So, like, we got to stop focusing on this. Stop letting their narratives invade our own mind. Okay, how do you think Mike Patton versus Caddyshack versus The Sting? I've only seen Caddyshack. Caddyshack's great. I've never seen the other two. I've only seen Caddyshack out of those three. Sorry. I'm not. I would love to tell you I'm like Gary or like everybody else who has this great list of content that I have all these thoughts about. Unfortunately, I'm not that smart, so I haven't seen everything. But yeah, I saw Caddyshack out of those. I like that a lot. Ghostbusters is a movie I like a lot, but I wouldn't put in my top. Carlito's Way, that's another one I would put high. I'm surprised I didn't bring that one up. The first Matrix I would put pretty high as well. For more comedies, I kind of want to be diverse with the list. Oh, another movie I would toss in there, Reservoir Dogs. I think that's my favorite Tarantino movie. If that's not my favorite Tarantino movie, and the Wokies might not like this one, Django Unchained, it may be my next. That might be my second favorite Tarantino movie. I really like that movie a lot. So yeah, those are movies I could think of, and I would talk. But I wouldn't toss Django Unchained in my top. I wouldn't talk that. That's another tear down. I would put Reservoir Dogs. Desperado. It's another movie I love as a kid. Face Off is another movie I love as a kid. I'm not sure. Scarface is another movie. I love that movie a lot. But I don't know if it would be it's probably a top 10, but not top 5. So it's I couldn't think of a top 5. I know I'm going back to that. Let's see. I am. I'm not as good at following it as I would like to be. I'm trying to get better. But yes, I am, Robert. I am indeed. But obviously, you heard my mouth and heard some of the things I talk about, so I'm not perfect, and I'm not trying to appreciate anyone. But I'm sure it comes out in a lot of stuff I say. Caligula, I have not seen that movie, and unfortunately, a lot of our leaders are Caligula in the way they do things. And I love Carlito's Way. Yeah, Carlito's Way is a good movie. It's a really good movie. So yeah, I could go all day with top 5. But okay, 250 subs. I see people leaving. That's cool too. I know a lot of people just sub. A lot of people just sub from Gary recommending my channel a few hours ago on his nooner. And I don't know if me saying I was a Bible reader got somebody to leave. I'm not sure. But hey, I am what I am, man. I'm not lying. Just trying to dig some on my eye. Make sure I'm not doxing myself, which I'm sure I have. I hope I haven't. I'm sure that I have. But yeah, so I started this channel June 30th? June 30th was the first day I did something. I know I keep saying it's the same week as Brie Larson. Let me actually look it up while on chat with or on stream with all you guys. Why not? But I know I started. I believe it is like the June 28th was when I started the channel, and June 30th into July 1st was the first stream I've ever done, and it was a good news stream, and I wanted to talk about good news and positive news, which I still do at the end of my podcast. But I wanted to do that because I just wanted to do something positive. I think what's the dude? I want to say from The Office had a good news show, and then we kind of sold it out, but whatever. I was like, oh, I'll do positive news, but that was still political. I was like, well, fuck it, I might as well talk about political things. Then I did a video on Amy Klobuchar and Michael Freeman. And then I started doing a bunch of political type videos and entertainment and dork news or whatever, nerd news videos. And then eventually I made my way to a member stream. Oh, in between that, I forgot I was on Sweetcast once because he just put the link in the chat and I hopped on him. That was actually the first stream I ever was on Sweetcast. And he made me a mod for whatever reason. I was one of the worst mods for Sweetcast, but I have been a mod for Sweetcast. So that was actually the first stream I was ever on. And then other people like Captain Trek would like toss the link down there sometimes, and I would just hop on like once or twice. I've done that. And that helped get my little subs up. And so I made it to 50 between that. And then when I met everybody with Gary's member stream, I guess I got to 50. And then just hopping on people's streams has gotten me to 250. I hop on a lot of Comics Division streams. I said famously, hey, if it's 100 people in the chat, if all of you sub to me, I'll be over 200 subs. And since that point, pretty much everyone did. It took a while. It wasn't immediately, but every week more and more people subbed. And between Comics Division, Culture Casino, Wes Moody, which I've been doing regularly, which I actually have to relax doing all those regularly because I have real life stuff I have to focus on. But anyways, between all those subs or between all those channels and every other channel I've been on, I've just accumulated subs, and a lot of you are still here, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here. And high five. High five. I subbed after the 5-ball stream when we discussed hip hop. Yeah. That was a really cool stream. Really cool stream. Who is leaving, bastards? No, I mean, who knows? Are you Barack Obama? No, I am way more obese and way less gay. Not there's anything wrong with that. And yeah, you said we discuss hip hop. Yeah, and I have some hip hop on the channel, a couple tracks, even though I make it relax until I got a whole project ready. I'm not Samuel L. Jackson. For all you know, I'm white. I could be Rachel Dolezal. For all you know, you wouldn't even know. I think the promise is back. We'll see today. Roots back to Genesis 3:16. Women trying to take over the role of man. Yeah, the account of Genesis. It took me years and years to really realize why the Most High was so pissed, and then really understand. Like, yeah, he had a right to be absolutely pissed. Absolutely pissed. No disrespect to Rowan Ginger Raven, who is not only a woman. High five. I know it's an occultist. But shout out to everybody. This is a open channel. It's not a disrespectful thing. But yeah, that hey, here's a whole God where you can do everything. Nah, I want to be God. That'll piss somebody off. Let's see. Taylor Swift. Maybe a little warmer. But I'm wearing my poker face. Who knows? Hey there. Say hey there to Kate. Say hey to TMF. Living life like BMF. Hey, red shirt. List of 5 movies for Stuck on an Island. Hunt for October is great. Man on Fire. 13 Hours, 13 Days. Charlie Wilson's War. And Lord of the Ring extended Blu-ray set. So, okay, a Blu-ray set, does that count? Because that could be multiple movies. Because, like, I would say, like, a season of something. You know what I mean? Like, I would say The Wire. You know what I mean? So, I'm not sure if that's fair. But if that is, okay. Cool. Well, Adam is the OG simp. And the first lesson in the Bible is thou shalt not simp. That's the number 1 overall lesson. I remember I read through parts of the Bible once and realized, like, from a few pages, Guy goes through everything and it says that was good, that was good, that was good. He introduces a man, he introduces a woman. Man ends up simping, and a few pages later, he's regretting the whole thing. Read it if you think I'm lying. People, simping is the worst thing you can do on earth. Never simp. You can be respectful to people, but simping, no. You can be respectful to your wife, but you cannot simp. Hell, Stone Cold Jeremy. Hell. Kicking a stunner. Not a cultist per se. Which is, I don't know. I don't want to be I don't want to speculate. You are whatever you say you are. If you wasn't, why would you say you are? Lady Gaga, I didn't recognize what she clothes on exactly. All you gotta do is put on a fat suit, and all is forgiven. It's my list. Leave me alone. No. I'm just trying to say. Adding a Blu-ray set. If that's the way we're going to do it nowadays, which makes sense, I'm cool with that. That means I can have The Wire as one entry. The whole Blu-ray set of The Wire is one entry. Because then I wouldn't even do movies. I would just say the Blu-ray set of The Wire, like Batman the Animated Series, the whole Timverse has one set. You know what I mean? I would try to cheat. So if that's the list I can make, I'll cheat too. I'm cool with cheating. Because simping ain't easy. It's Fireball. Hell, Fireball. Me and him will be doing something soon. I actually need to talk to him. Because I talked to him about ideas for our stuff. Clothes, not clothes. Wow. Not sure that's in reference to, because I have Dory's memory, so I'm not even sure what we're talking about. Oh, clothes on. Yeah. I knew what you meant. The Fruit was the first OnlyFans. Yeah. It was the first OnlyFans, the first Tinder. No worries. Okay. Kate's still here. I appreciate it, Kate. I'm kidding. Maybe you were. Maybe you weren't. Yep. Saying hi to Big Homie Fireball. Saying hi to Cinch Dildo. Got to get that right. Don't want to piss off my partner in crime. But yeah, man. Some way, somehow, I made it to 250 subs despite my best efforts. And the more subs I get, the less I can just say, oh, this is not going to be serious. It's not going to be successful, because in some respect it has. And I really appreciate Gary's shout outs. He's given me quite a few over the past few weeks, and just in general has really helped in a lot of ways. And everybody else, a lot of people in the chat, everyone in the chat obviously has helped. But I mean, Fireball, I was just watching the Tick, and they got it wrong too. But yeah, Fireball and Nick Weiser, all their streams. I can't thank you guys enough. A lot of good things about The Wire. Give me a quick rundown, salesman synopsis for The Wire. Good, bad, mediocre. It's great. So basically, The Wire is a show about the city of Baltimore. The city of Baltimore is the main character of The Wire, and that's the thing you have to realize when watching it. There are characters that you follow. You may start off the first season thinking it's this cop named McNulty, who's a cop on the force, and seeing how he's trying to get down different drug dealers. But you basically realize who the real bad guys are in The Wire. It's not necessarily the drug dealers or the cops who are just kind of playing this role of cops and robbers. It's really a lot of the puppet politicians and the other people who kind of run the city, who put everybody against each other. And it's a really good, almost documentary style look on how local politics really work. And if you're interested in how corrupt our system was, even from back in the early 2000s, check out The Wire. It's a really good show. If you like The Shield, if you like Oz, if you like Power, is a show that's out now that I've never seen, but people are really high on. I think The Wire will knock your socks off. So that's my quick review of The Wire. The system is the bad guy. Yes, the system is the bad guy, and that's what you have to realize. The Wire is the best TV show. It's the best TV show I've ever seen. In my opinion, Batman the Animated Series and The Wire are the two pieces of media I hold in the highest regard. So that's how I feel about The Wire. Sesame Street in the 70s or 80s is the best show. I've never seen, I've seen like clips of 70s and 80s Sesame Street, but I don't really have enough to and Wes Moody's helped me a ton too. I've said that, but I said it again. Thank you, Wes Moody. I appreciate it. You're at like 500 plus. I remember you were at 250. That's another thing that's cool about being part of this community. I remember where a lot of your channels, like Fireball and Nick Weiser and even Wes had a lot less subs, and to see you guys grow ahead of me and then me grow behind you, it's like this is really cool. Like it says, it just feels like I'm part of the Rat Pack, only without the Satanism. It's what put HBO on the map. Yeah, that combination of Oz, The Wire, which had a lot of the same cast and a lot of the same creators behind it, and The Sopranos and Sex in the City. I think gotta give some credit to Sex in the City. That's how you got HBO in the late 90s into the 2000s being what it was. Hell sent you to please do, Nick. Let me see. Oh yeah. You guys talk about each other. Shows. Hell. Wes Mooney in the chat. Angela's Draven. So we have a witch and a vampire. That's awesome. It's a party up in this bitch. And Nick Weiser. And guys just saying hi. So yeah, The Wire is a really good show. And I mentioned Batman animated series. I recently was watching it on HBO Max. And I don't know if they remastered the art or because I was so used to I had Batman the animated series, the X-Men animated series, Justice League Unlimited, and Superman animated series. Now, Superman animated series is the only thing I bought. Everything else I had burnt, and whatever the hell the early 2000s was torrents, whatever the hell I was able to download it on, and I burnt them on the DVDs, and I had them all on like these kind of shitty burnt DVDs that I had for years and years. And there was a point where I cut off all cable and was just watching these DVDs and DVDs that I bought. And so maybe because of that, the quality of art that I was used to was just so degraded. But watching it on HBO Max, I realized how great the art and the animation was in Batman animated series. I know it could be overrated or overstated or said a billion times. If you have not seen it, you should check out. And if you can check out a Blu-ray version or a HBO Max remaster, whatever the hell it is, I would recommend that. I would recommend that. Okay. I'm at work on break, chilling for a little. Okay, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. So what to talk about? I guess we could talk about the Gina thing a little bit. Hold on a quick second. Got mask in my eye. Talk about it a little bit. Everybody's been talking about the Gina thing, right? I've talked about it to the point where I'm like, I'm over it. I'm happy for her. This is the best thing that can happen to her. Who wouldn't? How many of us hate our job? And maybe I'm being too personal. I don't need to get myself doxxed, but like to be able to, if you had a job that was oppressing you actively for years, right? And fucking with you for years and picking sides for years, and then they fire you and now you have more independence and probably more streams to make money. Like, is that really a bad thing? So the media lies on you. The media lies on everything. And the more they do this, the more rope they give themselves to hang themselves. Not literally, because we want to actually, something else I need to bring up on this channel. I don't bring it up enough. Despite how dark everything is, despite how black pill things can be, I still want to de-escalate the racial tensions, de-escalate the world tensions, and de-escalate the civil tensions as far as the civil war without throwing a punch. I may talk a lot of shit. I may, whatever. But I don't believe in violence for its own sake. I mean, self-defensive, you have to be self-defensive. But listen. Sorry, I was sick of retail. So yeah, Gina. So but what I'm saying as far as Gina, to finally not have to deal with a structure that is oppressing you, it's a good thing. And what I'm hoping for that comes from this, all this craziness, is that the independent entertainment industry develops. It's already sort of developed with music. I think that's the only thing that has a high independent entertainment or independent fan base. There are fans looking for independent music. That's what you need. In order to have an independent fan base, there's already talent. There's already tons and tons and tons of independent movies. Mr. H has 2 movies coming out this year. Mr. H review, shout out to him. I love his channel. So there's tons of independent movies. You need the fans to acclimate themselves to it. You need it to be a normie thing for people to look to movies that aren't stamped with that Hollywood label. And I'm hoping this leads to that. I'm hoping that every time the media lies, less people trust them, and they eventually. I hope in 2030, just instead of the Great Reset or whatever stupid ass plan they have for us, that instead the corporation has been de-escalating our lives and the independent in general, whether we talk about entertainment, rather we talk about business, that the independent is much more important. And so this is a push towards that. People may mistake my politics for conservative. I am not a Republican or Democrat. If I have to choose a political leaning, is probably towards libertarianism with little splashes of populism when it makes sense. Even though I tend to not trust the state to do anything right. Surprised she didn't beat up Pedro's. You know what? People can work together. I'm sure as much as they want to spin us off, as much as they want to spin us up with each other, I'm sure they were talking about the scene and just whatever. And Pedro wasn't even on set. He's a voice actor. Gina's dollar bill taped over the mouth is telling, just as the rumor she apologized was out there. We all knew damn well she didn't apologize. It was set up for KK's crazy in the cathedral at LF. See. It's going to take a Commons Gate type movement to get the mainstream to wake up. Yeah, it is. You're right, but it can happen. Indiegogo has been excellent for them indie books. Listen, okay, a high-end indie book can get 100,000, right? Hell, if you're talking about a Berserker or some EVS does, it can get a lot more than that. You can do a good movie for a minimal amount of money. You do have to be good to do it. Make no mistake, you have to be really fucking good. But I think people who, not necessarily their first film, maybe they get a few cheap student films for a few $100s under their belt, and then they finally have a vision for something that can be done. I'm not gonna act like I'm an expert on how much a film costs. But 100 to 200,000, you would have to put a lot in and to get a lot of it crowdfunded. But if it once it happens, it can happen. Once it starts happening, it'll start happening. So we will see, and I'm hoping that that is what happens. Robert, amen. Love to see cheesy shows like Xena and Hercules. Yeah, and a lot of independent comics are being made. I've ordered some crowdfunding stuff. Haven't got it yet, but I've ordered some. I'm an old white guy who happy to drink punch with you someday. All right, cool. You're cool. Just stay off my lawn. Okay, I can't guarantee that though. I can't guarantee I'll stay off your lawn. Yeah, that's the first comment. My mouse is acting stupid. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we need a Hollywood alternative. We need a news alternative. Google could be that, but they're too busy being evil establishment pussies. Sorry, I said that, Susan Woho. But yeah, self-publishing is the only way to go. It works with comics and music, and I'm hoping to do that with music. Got a lot of big things going with the music. Well, hopefully, we'll see how. Maybe my project will be shitty. We'll see how good it will turn out. But we're working on that. And yes, the future for indie artists, and this is exciting, man. This is exciting. Independent art movement is what we need. That Shaq track of the week was less than 10K. Huh. Oh, I didn't see the Shaq track. 10K USD, 30 minutes. But still, okay, if you got 10K for 30 minutes, I'm not sure if you can get a 2-hour movie for 40K, 50K. But if you can, then you can. You really do need a lot of hardworking people to do it. A lot of indie filmmakers will move to animation. I agree with that as well. Good point. Okay. Favorite comic character runs. Oh boy. See, I'm not here's the thing. I'm not as well versed with different runs. I can give you for favorite characters, maybe storylines, but I couldn't tell you like, oh, this is a run where this artist and this anchor and this writer were on. Like I like, I like a lot of Norby stuff. Like I like Kingdom Come and shit like that, or The Dark Knight Returns, or I like this is my first Epic collection, but I have had omnibuses like I would get for like the library and read through, and so like the early Spider Man and stuff like that. So, but I'm not sure if I'm actually not as good of a comic fan to be able to just rattle off runs and stuff. Like I'm not as good like Clobber and Times where he can just rattle off different runs from the 80s and the 70s and the 90s that he, oh yeah, this run of Green Lantern. And I wish I was that well versed. Just like I'm not good with Bible verses like that. I'm not good with that. I just don't have the memory power to do all that sort of stuff. But yeah, storylines. Like I said, I like the Long Halloween. I like a lot of Batman stuff. Batman's my favorite character. He's my favorite fictional character in general. Um, so Long Halloween. I think the sequel to that was Dark Victory. I like a lot. I like the run where they had Dick Grayson as Batman and Damian Wayne as Robin right before the New 52. Um, I like the Injustice because I read a lot of that. You know, I like stuff like that. Um, Old Man Logan for some Marvel stuff. But that's you know what I mean. I'll read trades and stuff, so it's very normified. VW set me up. Yeah, I gotta. Okay, I will take you up on that, Nick. I will tell you. Hey, I know you do got my back on that. Like the Dead President's Deadpool run. I have not heard that or read that. I should say. Mask is getting a bit glitchy and itchy. I gotta make sure my mouse is away from doxing myself because I just took it off real quick to read the chat. But back to Gina. Gina, as old Martin would say. She'll be fine. This is gonna work out perfectly for her. My only hope, my only hope is that the movie that she comes out with is good and that this acclimates more normies to independent music, independent entertainment at all. Like I think as long as because yeah, even with the music industry, yeah, there's a lot of independent music, but I think people still take the mainstream artists more seriously. So hopefully, we can begin to acclimate or keep the acclimating of independent entertainment in general with normal people. So here's the hard question, man. Top 3 presidents to represent me. I'm off Denver. The presidents to represent me. Let me see. My top 3 presidents are. I can't come off this list. Give me a second. I got to verify something. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, so my top 3 presidents would be um let me make sure I got this right. I'm looking up the information I'm looking for. Yeah, I think I have it. Okay. So we have my top 3 presidents. Yeah. So that would be Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, and Grover Cleveland. And I'm aware only one of them are actually a president. And what is the relevance? 2 of them are on a $1,000 bill, and the other one's on a $100 bill. So that's my favorite president. Those are my favorite presidents. Dead ones. Sup, Justin Proper. Sup. Uh, there isn't like indie pop. Yeah, indie pop has existed since like I was a kid, right? But you know what happened? You know what happened to a lot of indie music? There became this like indie club. So then there was like a club that was below the club, like the club, like if you ever go to a club, actual bars would have like a bar under a bar. That's what the indie scene and all music became too. Yeah, Ascension Dildo, yeah. Only Good Prisoners of that one. There's a lots of good music if you look for it, and that's that big if. It ends up like when me, and that's why I'm like, I don't know how I ever get famous. Well, not that I want to get famous, but anyone hears it because it's like, geesh, I don't want to hear what anyone has to say. So why the fuck should anyone listen to me? But you're right. There's tons of good music. I'm finding a lot of like synthwave channels and shit, or a lot of hip hop channels and hip hop. Like, and then this is actual hip hop. It's not like a bunch of people eating ass and simping on records. Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt, because they are dead presidents and get resurrected by Warlock. Yeah. Warren G. Harding, Blame Justin Proper. Abe Lincoln, the Vampire Hunter, was a good president based on historic events. I never saw, I can't remember if that was a comic or a movie or both. President Day, Independence Day was lit. You know what else was lit? Harrison Ford, president. Get off my plane. That was pretty lit. Rowan Ginger Raven don't make fun, but like trance punk, EDM, 70s rock, 80s pop, 90s grunge, and 2000s dance. That's good though. A lot of good music because I like shit. I like a lot of 2000s indie rock. I just speaking to Kate on her Twitter, she had the fucking I like David Bowie a ton, but I remember that when Queen Bitch Killers came out with a song that had Mr. Brightside has the exact same bridge of Queen Bitch. It goes into the hook the same way. And so when that song came out, everybody, you ripped off the David Bowie song. But the Killers, I really like. I like the Killers. I like a bunch of indie, so a lot of indie pop rock from the 2000s into the early 10s. I really like a lot of hip hop. I really like a lot of 80s music in general. Prince is my favorite artist. Ironically enough, because of all the heat that you guys are gonna ruin, you're gonna fuck up my whole YouTube career, but it's fun. It'll be hilarious though. Stevie Wonder is actually one of my favorite artists, but because we're not gonna get into that. Tons of great music. I have 2,000 CDs. I would know, man. I don't have 2,000 CDs. I used to have hundreds and hundreds of CDs though, but a lot of them are gone. Exactly, tons of good music. Just have to sift through all the shit. That's sifting though. It's not just the sifting, man. Here's the thing. Music impacts you. So every song you listen to has an impact to you. There's a reason there's a lot of bass in music now. Bass vibrations, there's a lot of overlap between bass vibrations and brainwave. That's why you have a lot of bass and suggestive lyrics that are looped and repetitive. It is to literally brainwash you into great culture. I'm not bullshitting with that, but that's neither here nor there. My point is, when you listen to a song, it impacts you. So to even go through all this bullshit music to listen to music I like, I have to be impacted by a bunch of stuff I don't like. It's like eating a bunch of food that you don't like to hopefully find a few good meals. So that's the problem I have with sifting through the music and sifting through the garbage. And actually meant Toxic Man Food, obviously. Harding was great. He names Dick, Jerry, and Bone everything. Names his Dick, Jerry, and Bone everything in sight. Most presidents do. Air Force One is excellent. Fat Steven keeps making fun of me for liking dubstep. I don't know what it is. I don't know what dubstep is either. I remember, you know what's weird about the whole dubstep thing? Like when EDM became a thing and then they backlogged it. So like there was music made in the 90s that you're now calling EDM, but in the 90s when they made it, maybe they called it IDM because I don't know if you remember that intelligent dance music shit. A lot of it was good, but maybe they called it anything else. They could have called it house. They could have called it, some derivative thing. They could have not called it a genre at all. But then they came up with the term in the 2000s or 10s, whenever, EDM as this all-encompassing term, and then back catalog all that stuff as EDM. So I was like, that's kind of unfair. You know what I mean? Because it's like that's not the idea they were coming up with when they were making some of that music. So and then I just don't get how that genreification thing works. The music is just music. You either like a song or you don't. That's what I'm starting to fucking understand. How do you think I didn't like country? Then I found country music I like. So you don't know what dubstep is. I really don't either. Is it the best time for music? Is it? Nightwish, bruh. Okay, now I'm going back. Hiding. Maybe we're on the same meds. Yes. Nightwish is great. Creppa. I do know who the Arctic Monkeys are. I do like them. Look up Axis of Awesome Four Chords on YouTube. I've not checked them out. Big metal fan, the darker the better. Real dubstep is great, but the Skrillex bro step is horrible. Hello, chat. Hell, 70s rock fan. We were talking about music. Yeah, don't open that top. And again, he's actually a musical influence. I really would like this. Like, no bullshit. We do have to like die that down. I love Stevie Wonder. So like hopefully this dies down where I could actually talk about him. Without that shit being tied to it. I listen to Tibetan meditation music. Okay. Where do you come down on Pop Life? I love Pop Life. Pop. I can't sing like doom. I used to try to learn how to play those damn chords. I like Pop Life. So when Prince starts to Prince never quite loses it, honestly. Because Prince has good music even up into the like 2000. Remember the album he had for Target in the 2000s? There's good music on those motherfucking albums. So I like Pop Life. I think that's when Pop Life came out. That's when he started. Granted, this is all before I was born, right? I was born in the late 80s, born 87. So when Pop Life came out in 85. So I'm speaking on this on stuff that I wasn't around to see in the history I have to recall. But it's basically Purple Rain came out 84. And then you have the movie, obviously, at the same time. You have 1999, a couple years before that. You have Prince at his zenith as a superstar as far as selling records. He's just competing with Michael Jackson for the biggest star on earth. And then he drops Pop Life. And it's like, this is not what people expected for, as far as that sort of thing. But as far as a song, it's a great fucking song. And it's just Prince being dope. And that fucking bass on it, and it's the piano chords, and they never got enough credit. The Revolution, they're not the most talented musically as far as his backup bands, but to me, they brought the best music out of Prince. And that may be controversial, that may be popular, but that's how I feel about that. So, yeah. Hold on, gotta hydrate before I die. A lot of sub bass. Nothing wrong with sub bass. Check out Des Rocks. He's great. Never heard of him. He didn't see that topic coming. You risk musical infection. Yeah, that's what it is with music. And that's another thing. Because I am a musician, sort of, there's a risk of screwing something up. Like, there's a risk of messing my influences up. I can't just right now listen to a bunch of trap music. I hear enough from other people's cars to understand a lot of the drum patterns. I'm not even lying. I have some stuff to make subs. I like bass, but you don't want to fuck it up. Yeah, it's deja vu all over again. Skrillex throwing that's dubstep. Now we're arguing in the chat. I'm really behind. The chat is so off. I can't even catch up to you guys. Canadian death metal. Asarium for some excellent death doom. I'm seeing you one straight up influence by Draven. He's a musical. Steve Wood is a musical genius, motherfucker. I'm gonna beat your ass. Deadmau5. That's a Raw reference to. Maybe I have to get that clip just for you guys doing the Stevie Wonder shit. For Eddie Murphy talking shit about Stevie. No, it's actually Delirious or whatever the second one was. We was like, yo, you talking shit about Stevie Wonder? We gonna beat your ass. Deadmau5 dude. Hey, Deadmau5 dude is an influence as far as me keeping my identity secret. Nice, man. We'll have to check that out. Hopefully, I hope. I'm trying to make a bunch of different type of music, like with hip hop and like synth wave and like synth pop and like I don't even think dance punk is a real genre. I'm gonna be honest, but I really did like LCD Sound System a lot. So stuff influenced by. And I know they just were talking heads. I get that, but I like them anyway. I had Kyle from Obscene on my podcast last week. He's a hell of a dude, Angelus Draven. They're both good in concert. Out of sight. Oh, Daft Punk soundtrack did. You know what? Tron Legacy's underrated. If you saw it in IMAX 3D, it's a solid movie. It's a solid movie, but that soundtrack is really on point. And I want to get one of those damn compressors. Those cheap ass compressors that are still cheap that they made popular. Didn't really get into Prince. I need a huge amount of respect for him and his musical talent after I was surprised by him in a video while my guitar gently weeps the concert for George. I think that's when a lot of people realized he was a brilliant guitarist. A lot of people who were Prince fans realized that beforehand, but people saw that and said, holy shit, he's incredible. Yeah, he's a incredible musician. I had wanted to go to Paisley Park ever since like the early 2000s when I saw they would have pictures of his equipment, and I was just like, but marvel off the equipment he had and studio. I was a huge Prince fan. Check it out. Yeah, I've seen it before. If you're talking about that guitar gently weeps. Best time for underground lesser known bands to discover. Hopefully I can be one of them. I'm actually having a real musical like block right now because of you guys, because I have 250 subs. I'm like, oh, well, shit, people will actually listen to this shit if I put it out. So it actually makes me more nervous. So enjoy work, Angelus Draven. Enjoy the rest of your work day. Don't work too hard. I appreciate you being here, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna get that clip. Dubstep is a mix of UK garage and dub music and Skrillex took that sound and ruined it. That's how it always is. Someone popularizes it and messes it up. Have a good stream and take care. Oh, we will try. Thank you, man. Pop Life is a song by Prince that was really good, but it was like a bit of a departure from his music. But it really wasn't an album. What was the album? It was Around the World in a Day. That was the album it was off of, if I remember correctly. I think it was the lead single or one of the most popular singles off of that. Be well. Thomas Dolby is over Dr. Fauci, absolutely. He blinded me with science. And a hip hop reference. There was also the sample that Mobb Deep used. God, what was that song called? Was it Got Twisted or something like that? They used a sample. Like you see the humor and a comment. Ooh, an album. So around the world today is your favorite Prince album. It does have some bangers on that. I know Pop Life. The title song is really, really sweet. God, I gotta look at that track listing to remember. There are some good songs on that album. Mine's, and I know that this is cliche. My favorite Prince albums are like three of his most like beloved albums, which would be Dirty Mind, Purple Rain, and Sign of the Times. So I know it's very cheesy to just say that, but those are really good albums. And I really like them. But Around the World in a Day is really good as well. Really good. Prince followed his own beat. Yeah. Pop Life is catchy as hell. Psychedelic vibe, 60s vibe. Yeah, it was a psychedelic 60s vibe of Around the World in a Day. What was the track list? Now I gotta look at the track list. All right, I'm glad I got the mask off, even though I have this background and people have commented they like the background, but sometimes I need to see. So hopefully, when I get a new mask, I shouldn't say if, I will be able to see a little bit better. It's like in the Dark Knight Batman, the first Batman Begins, he's cool. Oh, Raspberry Beret is on this album. In America, yeah, that's kind of a cool song. And Paisley Park, yeah, there's some Tambourine, I do remember. Okay, yeah, this album does have some bangers on it. All of Prince's albums do. But you're like, oh, okay, yeah. But Parade was kind of the album that probably brought him back because of that Kiss. That song is such a banger. I kind of like Parade a little bit better. I like Sometimes It Snows in April. I like the way Parade ends. In the middle to the end of Parade is just incredible. So I kind of like Parade a little bit better, but I like Around the World today. Oh man, there's gonna be some beef about the Skrillex dubstep stuff. There's gonna be some beef. Death Metal is so polite. Okay, you love the Talking Heads. If you like the Talking Heads, who else do LCD Sound System rip off? If you like the Talking Heads and a bunch of other 80s punk bands who use synths, you should be cool with the LCD Sound System. Lady Don't Mind is amazing. I'm not sure what that is. You can always seek out the ice cold stuff from Finland, Demillich, like Demigod. Okay. What up, Mr. Williamson? Is there a particular fighting? Oh, no. Not you too, Danny. No. No, man. I love Stevie Wonder. Stop. Stop. I appreciate you being here, brother, man. Oh, he slayed on guitar. He does slay on guitar. We just here to talk about music. Stevie Wonder is a brilliant musician, dude. Like, and now I'm one of my favorite musicians. That's why I'm like, this link has to stop. Like, somehow I cannot be like incredibly linked to like disrespecting like one of my favorite musicians. If it was somebody I hated, I wouldn't even care. Like, if this was like making fun of like Lady Gaga, so I'm like, fuck Lady Gaga. But Stevie Wonder, come on, man. 100% of the George Harrison tributes, Prince was melting those fresh like a theme. Yeah, Prince was something else. I guess I don't recall. Nick Weiser. Oh, okay. See, I gotta catch up in the chat. Talking about Prince. Fun fact: Thomas Dolby played all the synths on Foreigners 4 album. Yeah, Computer Blue. Yeah, that was the one that was written by Wendy Lisa. Wendy, yes, Lisa. Is the water ready? Yes, Lisa. That shit, the intro is so raw. Yeah, Paisley Park and Raspberry Beret. Yeah. Yeah, he fucking changed his name into a symbol. Shit. He was a proponent to his masters. And that's yeah. So that's something that's a lot of business shit I got you done before the songs come. Yeah, Erotic City. Oh man, do I have my cousin's? I shouldn't say that because if he could watch, he might be mad. I got his Erotic City single. Let me see. On record, on vinyl, and I need a new turntable if you can hear me off camera and shit. If I can find it. Can I find it on? Can I find it right here? Live. I don't have that many records, but you know what it is when you're looking for something live. Is this it? Nope. Oh no. Okay, what we got? No, it's Let's Go Crazy, the single, but the B-sides of Rider City. Okay, so hopefully I'm gonna put some of the mask on. I don't wanna douse myself. Okay, so this is as part of here's a Let's Go Crazy single with the Rider City as the B-side. So I have that. So yeah, Rider City is great. Stop the camera. Get back. So yeah, Bat Dance. Yeah, the breakdown. The Batman soundtrack is an underrated album for Prince. It's a very underrated album for Prince. Bat Dance is cool. The video's pretty cool if you like that stuff. And it's cool in Batman 89 when Prince's music comes on and the Joker is celebrate downtown. Peace in the Temple's fire. Yeah, Prince has a lot of fire. He never really falls off. Like he goes through dry periods, but even in the 90s, there was still good music, especially in the early 90s. I think Diamonds and Pearls comes out in the 91. Stevie Ray Vaughan's, he's great. Spent a lot of times in blues bands in the 80s and 90s. Saying hell to common chat. LCD is great. Yeah. They are great. I even like their comeback album. At first I didn't like it. The LCD Sound System comeback album that came out a couple years ago. But when I listened to it like a few times, like after like a year or so after, I'm like, you know what? That was kind of straight. Jumping off of bed, have a good night, brother or sister, or both. You know, they, them, whichever you choose to see the cross. I believe that's a cross. I can't see. But thank you for the congratulations. Enjoy your night. Have a good night's sleep. I should probably get to bed at some point. Come on, man. Stevie Wonder's a musical genius. Came from a state with a lot of history. In the 80s, Billy Squier, Jay Giles, The Cars, Boston, Extreme. Okay. Michigan has a lot of, I always rep for the home state. We have so much musical history. That's another reason. Stevie Wonder's from Saginaw. It's a hometown guy. You guys got me linked with talking shit about. Gotta respect. If I'm gonna put respect on that fucking gremlin, what's that gremlin's name that I try not to talk about too much, even though I could light her ass up every day. Jamil Hill, just because she's from the same city. I got to put way more respect on Stevie Wonder's name. Way more respect. Boston Heresy. Yeah, Stevie Wonder. Pat Metheny. Ooh, one of my first beats was a sample way back in the early 2000s was a sample of Pat Metheny. People was up on Pat Metheny. I was so blessed. My stepdad, he got me up on Pat Metheny. Yeah. Great. I don't know if you consider it jazz. I think some of it is definitely jazz, but he has some other stuff, I guess, acid jazz I really like. Simon & Garfunkel, Boston, George Harrison, Travis Wilburys, ELO, Mr. Blue Sky, Billy Joel. Oh, Billy Joel has a lot of. He's a musician I have in high regards. Pink as in Pink like Pink Floyd, or like Pink like the artist Pink. You Make Me Sick. Did Thomas Dolby produce Houdini? Is that why they sounded so dope? You grew up with little Stevie Wonder if you child in the 60s, because he started off in the 60s as little Stevie Wonder before he got it, Intervisions and all the great stuff he did in the 70s. He's a genius. Apart from I Just Called to Say I Love You. I love that song. But I mean, that's not he has so much more complex and musical stuff. So guys, saying thank you. It's Tone Loc, Young MC, Run DMC. When I go to the 80s, to me, it's going to be a lot of Public Enemy. It's going to be a lot of Slick Rick, a lot of Rakim, Kool G rap, Big Daddy Kane. So when I think of 80s rap, some Run DMC will get tossed in there too, definitely. Houdini will probably get tossed in there too. But that's kind of what I think of. I think of kind of like the MCs. And the really innovative, even the Beasties, they had innovative production. Stevie Ray Vaughan is indeed a legend. Miss him a lot. They always kill the great ones, man. D'Angelo, Sounds Live, Prince. How does it feel? I am not. Caught him live in Austin. Okay. Pat Metheny, Yellow Jacket's good stuff. Oh, I'm getting close to the end of the list. My eternal regrets that I never saw Stevie Way. If I had a time machine, that's what I would have first. I regret never seeing Prince. My mom got to see Prince while he was still alive, but I did not. Ultramagnetic MCs, yeah. I'm trying to make like some hip hop type stuff, like real, whatever the hell that means, right? But also some other stuff, some stuff that mixes it with a bunch of different genres and to just make good music. It's making music and making content have been like a thing with pressure, man. I'm very happy to have 250 subs. I've had as high as 16, 17 people in this chat, or maybe 15, 16, because it's, I forgot it's an amalgamation of Twitch and YouTube. But it's just like, wow, I can't believe this many people have been watching me stream. And I know it's getting late, so people are starting to fade. It's midnight here on the East Coast. And I'll probably get off maybe next 15, 20 minutes. But I just thank everybody. But there is a bit of pressure doing this and doing the music and doing anything else I want to do with this whole Vigilante Williamson thing. It's been way more successful than I could have ever imagined. I feel like I've already outdone everything I could possibly do. See what you guys have here. David Gilmour, Pink Floyd, taught me how to play guitar, kinda. So I learned classic rock until Dave Matthews Band came out in my area. There are 11 colleges that clamored for live Dave Matthews Band. Yeah, hey, Dave Matthews was the man. When you say Dave Gilmour, like, what do you mean Dave Gilmour taught you how to play guitar? Like, how does that mean? I know I have an uncle. What's the jazz musician from Detroit? I want to say Earl Klugh or somebody like that. It may have been Earl Klugh. Who supposedly my uncle trained with Earl Klugh for a little bit, but then just gave it up. So I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You trained with Earl Clue and you just gave it up when Earl Clue was like real young and just teaching people how to play guitar. So if it's something like that, like you were just young and Dave Gilmore just happened to be teaching you guitar, that's crazy. Yeah, Dave Matthews was the man in the 90s. There was so much diverse, different type of music in the 90s, man. I sometimes it's very easy to think that people are overrating everything when they talk about the 80s, 90s, and everything being better in the past, but it's not untrue. Space between your heart and mine. Dave Matthews was the man. You can have a Dave Matthews and still have a Tupac on the radio, and still have a Beastie Boys on the radio, and still have a Big Bad Voodoo Daddy on the radio, still have maybe some hard rock come in after that on different stations. Yeah, long list of groups never went to see. ZZ Top was a staple for a while. Sang and played in the DMB cover band, made a lot of money when it was popular, and I like the acoustic jam rock hybrid. My mom saw Prince at the high school. The music video that's live with the tiered platform show that one. So you're saying you may not be Prince's daughter. That's wild. Twitch and YouTube. You Twitch? Hey, maybe we do Twitch. I am indeed from Detroit. I'm from Detroit. I'm currently in the South, but I am I lived in Detroit and until I lived in and around Detroit because there was some suburbs too. But in and around Detroit till I was 16, and then I moved to a rural area of Michigan, lived there till I was in my mid-20s, then moved to the South. It was some trips back and forth to Detroit for whatever situation, but that's basically the long and short of my living situation. And I've been in the South for about 5 years, going on 6 maybe. So nice, yeah. So Prince fucked a lot of women, so there's a 9-0 chance. TwitchTube, essential dildo. Better than, I don't know if I can even say that. Can't stay Dave Matthews or agree with the Venture Bros. Dave Matthews, okay. Hands down, Phil Collins and Lionel Richie. So we get real soft with the music now. Venture. Huge Jeff Beck fan. He and Stevie Wonder collaborated several times. Stevie actually wrote Superstition for Jeff Beck, but decided it was too good, and he put out his own version first. I did not know that. Listen to Dark Side of the Moon in the Wall like 20 times a day with my first electric guitar and nothing but time. I can't read music, mind you, but once I understood tab, I got way better. Okay, now that's how the real musicians would learn, is just put on the album, get the guitar, and just play until they learn. I wish I was that good. I have a beautiful guitar, and I cannot play that well. And it sucks because throughout my entire life, I've been trying to play guitar. And there have been times where I've been decent enough. And I hope I can at least get to decent enough to track and loop and chop up to use. You know what I mean? But guitar is I wish I was better at guitar. I really wish I could just put the time in needed to get good enough to play guitar. Because it's a beautiful instrument. And yeah, that's how all the musicians learned, was that way. So you know what the thing about ghetto tech is? When I was like young, I didn't realize it was something like that was only a Detroit. So I did like some of the DJ Godfather stuff. And I was never super into it, but then as I got older, it was actually when I moved away from Detroit and then lived in a rural area, and I wasn't in Detroit anymore, and I was in this rural Michigan. That's when I started to get a little bit more into ghetto tech, because at the most radio stations would play some form of techno at the end of the night and play like club stuff. So I got a little bit into it, not heavy into it, but a little bit into it. How did you listen to that much and not smoke your brains out on the ganj? I don't know if I haven't smoked my brains out, unless you're talking to Roof Korean, or you're talking to Roof Korean. But yeah, I'm talking myself. I don't know. Yeah, that Detroit shit, that techno shit is real nice. It can be ignorant, but it's nice, man. It's real cool. That ghetto tech, that Detroit techno shit. And it was kind of cool when some of that stuff, when some of the rappers were starting to bring that, like, stuff that kind of sound similar to it out. Like, oh man, y'all putting our stuff kind of on the map. Because Detroit is a very rich cultural city. You know what I mean? It's not thought of as such for whatever reason. And Michigan's a very rich cultural place. You know what I mean? Fucking Madonna is from Michigan. Stevie Wonder is from Michigan. Some of the Eagles are from Michigan. Fucking Ted Nugent, obviously, is from Michigan. And the White Stripes are from Michigan. And then, of course, we get into hip hop. Eminem, Jay Dilla is from Michigan, Detroit. They're from Detroit. Then, well, you know, I know Eminem obviously lived a lot of his life in Kansas City when he was younger as well. But for the most part, he's a Detroiter, right? Kid Rock, Mount Clemens, and Romeo in Detroit, all three areas, which is all southeastern Michigan. But like, and then Motown, a whole fucking really a genre of soul music, not just a label. So just so much musical and cultural contribution. RoboCop was in Detroit there. I know it was a fictional character, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Detroit doesn't get his due, and Michigan doesn't get his due. Always all along the Watchtower. Oh man, I haven't heard Dave Matthews do it all on the Watchtower. I'm not sure if they do it Jimmy style or kind of close to the original. Yeah, Motown, man, the world old Detroit debt for Motown, and a little bit of a kick in the pants, because what Motown provided was the template for why we have cheesy music now. Granted, everybody there was talented, but the assembly line way of making music was perfected at Motown. So yes, you know, then you have fucking Smokey Robinson as one of the songwriters, and you have the Funk Brothers as the musicians, and all these other brilliant songwriters, producers, and musicians and artists. But they came up with the assembly line for music, that format, you know, which again was used with very talented musicians, very talented artists. That same format has now been the template that has been in the hands of the music industry for decades, and it's been used to pump out many a garbage artist, unfortunately. So as much as I love Bob Seger, that was the name I was trying to think of, but couldn't in my head. As much as I love Motown and that beautiful sound, that lush sound, that soul sound, unfortunately, that template will come back to bite us later on in life. Too young, but my parents were partakers, so I had the bennies of a contact high. Bob Seger's indeed for Detroit, and I was thinking of it, and I couldn't think of it. Juan Atkins, yes. Love Juan Atkins. Brill Building was worse than NYC. Yeah, but I mean, people think of other areas as having like this cultural influence. Like people will talk about like the New York metal scene, not New York, LA metal scene, where you had all these bands. Basically, it's like spandex walking around the Sunset Strip rock scene. You know what I mean? Like in LA, and all these bands that came out of that scene, they made like this big deal, or like different scenes in New York or in London or wherever, and they don't think about like some of the cultural scenes and movements that made out of Detroit. But it's like, whatever, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I still love my city. And then, hey, whatever I do, you know, even though I'm in the South now, you know what I mean? I love the South too. To me, I still think it comes from like a Detroit place. So yeah. So I've just been reading you guys' comments because you guys have been on fire in the chat. I appreciate everybody in the chat. I didn't expect so many people showing up at 250 subs, 250 plus subs. And I thank you to Gary for the shout out that got me over the hump. I got like 30 subs today or whatever it was. Yes, the 90s era Red Wings. They couldn't sing, but hell of a hockey team. Up until, what was it, 2002? They were still winning titles. They were a great era, Stevie Y and everybody there. I love that. Chris Osgood. Tickle Trunk. How the fuck did I get here? I don't know how you got here, Mr. Tickle Trump, but I appreciate that you are here. I appreciate that you are here. And yeah, that is very true. To the point where there was a time where I thought like maybe, because I've been doing music so long, I thought about switching to techno. Like I would probably get more respect as a techno producer in Europe, being from Detroit, than I would as a hip hop musician in Detroit. But I would get more respect overseas just from making techno being from Detroit. I thought about switching just because of that very same thing that you're talking about. Oh, come on, bro. We both share 94. We both have we both have good pizza. We both made, you made house, we made techno. No need for the hate, man. No need for the hate. It's called Nick Lidstrom, the perfect human. Nick Lidstrom was dope, man. We had some incredible lines in those late 90s. Just some incredible lines. I got to break it out because my memory is terrible. But just some of the lines that would come out, just like, wow, this is cheating. That's what was dope because Detroit is is a city that doesn't get its just due. But with those hockey teams in the late 90s, early 2000s, and hockey still kind of meant something. Not that it doesn't now, but it was still thought of a little bit more as a primetime sport. It was like, wow, Detroit has a Yankees-like team. You know what I mean? We were the evil empire for a little bit. That was cool to be. The DMB version of All on the Rock Tower Rock at Red Rock starts out as the Bob Dylan for the first half and moves into the Hendrix version for the last half. Okay, that would be interesting to listen to. V dubstep. I'm not sure about that. Instead of J Electronica and V dubstep, I don't know. Mondays are now yelling at Park golf farts. You'll get more respect, but who wants to live? I love my city, man. I love my city. Listen, believe it or not, I would move back if it wasn't for that demon that runs it. What's the demon's name? I can't think offhand. Strain brain is late. She looks like a witch. You'll tell me before I can think of it. Gretchen. That thought Gretchen. So yeah, if it wasn't for her, I would move back, get a cheap house, buy some property. I got a Mossberg. I believe in the Most High. I don't really have that much fear. Hell, Diablo Dame. Got love for you too, Tossa Man Flu. And Detroit, I think, is at this point safer than Chicago. I think it might be. We compete for that title, but yeah, you guys can have it right now. Chicago Jack and House is good, but Detroit is better. Detroit does a lot of things, but Chicago's great, man. I love Chicago. I love the Magnificent Mile. I love a lot of stuff. And Active Wars. That's sad. That's sad to see it happen to a great city. Big LL. Lil Wing, SRV, Steve Ray Vaughan's. Lil Wing gets me every time. Okay. Oh, okay. DM'd you on Minds with the video link. Okay, thank you, man. I'm so worried about copyright on this channel. I don't know if I'll play it. Because you said witch, and that's what comes to mind. Okay. Brie Larson. Yeah, she probably is a witch. A lot of people in Hollywood, that Molech shit, that's real shit, man. That Molech shit, that bending over shit, though, that eyes wide shut party shit, that shit is real. In no small way. I'm a little afraid. I don't want to wake up one day and there's an eyes wide shut party in my house. They say, "Oh, you want to keep doing this YouTube shit? Better get in the bathtub of blood, motherfucker." I don't want that shit to happen to me. But that shit is a real thing, man. That's a real thing. Kentucky Fried Movie, a fistful of yen, take him to Detroit. No, please. Anything but Detroit. All the disrespect. I love my city, man. I love my city, man. And I would still live there. I mean, I would pick out and be, cautious on the neighborhoods, obviously. And, could even, I could even see myself in some of the suburbs. Who knows? But yeah, I would move back there. My plan right now, though, I'm currently in the Carolinas. My plan is to get to Texas by next year. And so that's that. And who knows? Maybe this will be a part of it if this keeps growing. Hopefully, no one. I hope no one has sent a super chat because I haven't pinned the tip jar, but I don't even know how to work it. But if you want to send a super chat, you can. But I don't know how to work it. Oh man, Black Super. So shout out to the D Live fam, Prince Energy. It doesn't tell me when you were sending. I got a lemon donated to me. I don't know what that means in D Live. And it's still, you know what? D Live still has this episode 26. This is not episode 26 of the Vigilante Williamson Show. D Live. Come now. Why are you so dumb now? Let me go into the dashboard on D Live. I realized that my StreamYards is not gonna really work with D Live. D Live is just gonna be a little bitch sometimes. V2 version of VW win. I don't know, man. Maybe never. Maybe February 31st. I don't know if I'm a VTuber. Like, if you told me, if I had enough support where you guys like, man, I really want to see a VTube set up, and that was really something you guys really, really wanted, I could see myself doing it, but it's not something I'm naturally interested in. So as I update my D Live, even though I don't know how much longer I'm going, shout out to the people on D Live who've been watching the 26th episode of Vigilante Williamson Show for the past few weeks, because that's what it just says. Because it doesn't go off of my StreamYards, or at least been disconnected from my StreamYards. Whatever. So if you're still there, Prince Energy, thank you, brother or sister, for showing up on my D Live. That's just cool that I have not just a YouTube fam, but not only do I have a Twitch fam, but there's a D Live fam, and that's cool because alt tech is going to be important. Everything, the real takeaway from this Gina thing is not, I'm not a worshiper of man. So she's I wouldn't say she's a good actress. She's a charismatic actress. She's somebody who's likable, who I like. And what happened to her was bullshit. And I'm not somebody who thinks she should need to clean up what she said or whatever. I'm cool with what she said, especially given the context of how Disney has enforced their social media policy. But the big takeaway is not that. It's not Gina. It is us. It is, I know I'm not the only independent, creative. And I talk about music. I want to do video games. So I've actually made a video game and got it to what store? What was it? The Google Play Store for Android. So I got that far, but it was just a game, so I can try to get into the programming industry. Trying to be a programmer was hard as trying to be a rapper. It was stupid. So I'm trying to do something different with this, and then got other stuff, but that's neither here nor there. I want to make a game. I want to make comic books. I want to make music. I want to make a lot of things. And there's already games are another thing that there's an independent fan base for. And I want the independent fan base to grow. I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of the independent creative movement. I think I tell my brother this all the time. When we were younger, our mom or whoever would say, "Oh, you're not going to make any money doing that music or the games or whatever." You know what I mean? That you got to have a real job. Well, now we see how crazy these real jobs are. Some of the safest things you can do are being a streamer. Get on Twitch, get on YouTube. Get on any of these things. If you're a writer, write that book. Self-publish it. Kai has a book out, Kai MFS. Shout out to him. Now's the time. Now is the time. The entertainment industry dropped the ball. Now is the time that you can be the musician that everyone told you shouldn't be, or you need to get a real job. Now is the time to be, you want to be an actor. You're never making it in Hollywood. Okay, fuck it. You don't need Hollywood. Now is that time. And that's the takeaway from Gina. That's the real takeaway. VTube, it'll be hilarious. If you guys will be entertained, maybe. To control. Hail Mando Merc from Twitch. And you got to be on multiple platforms when we throwing off YouTube. Hey, I'm on Minds pretty heavy, and I got a lot of love on Minds. I'm on Odyssey. I'm on D Live. I'm on Twitch. I'm out here, man. So Streamlab, all Streamlab chats go to the creator, skips YouTube. Can unmonetized streamers use it too? Yeah, it's an independent thing. So if you guys wanted to test it out, I appreciate it. I don't know how it works, but I have it put up, so I will be able to read your chats And I've yet to get a anything, but I'm also nervous to ask. You know what I mean? Because who the hell am I? I don't want to be a banging ass streamer either. So yeah, I believe it's up there in the pin chats. Try it out and see. Why not? Hell, Eric K, the Wrench King, who is not, he's a wrenching name only. I don't want him to have to do any wrenching. He's just to class up the joint because he's the king of all wrenches, the Mod Roddick himself, Eric K. Hell, Mr. Tickle Trunk. VTube. Yeah, I know a VTube is the rig. That's what Fat Steven uses. He has a VTube rig. Hell, you guys saying hey to each other? Mando Merc. You asked me Twitch is better, but more know and use YouTube, which makes become a successful Twitch require have a successful YouTube. Yeah, I'm noticing that as a fan that Twitch is just so much better. Like I talk about Full Blast Radio. I love DJ Tiger. He's a really, if you like hip hop, like I feel like when I watch DJ Tiger's channel, like when you get sold on what you think hip hop is, like actual hip hop heads, I mean, not like trap and twerking and shit. I mean, like if you get sold of what you thought hip hop was, that delivers on that. That channel delivers on lots of 90s and 90s oriented stuff and old school oriented stuff and lyrical stuff and New York stuff. But I watch it on Twitch with all the different things, with all the Twitch platform, all the stuff you can do with Twitch. It's like, this is so much better of an experience than YouTube. But YouTube is better at getting people found. That's where, you know, that's why you have to get success on YouTube to get something on Twitch. That's where Twitch's weaknesses is getting growth, because I'm able to grow on YouTube. That's just the reality. So hey, guys, saying hey in chat. Like to hear your music. I played a little bit of it. I only have 2 songs out on my channel. And I'm trying to make more. And it's funny, I have albums and shit that I did way back in the day, but I wasn't under this name, and I'm not about to dox myself. It's part of the reason I have this name, Vigilante Ways, so to not use my real name. I'll play some of my music at the end. You want to make a comment? Could easily do with a V2 version of myself. The comment will come. I want to do things in the right order. First, I got 250 subs is more than I could ever believe in a billion years that I would ever get, man. I can't believe anybody would care to sub to my stuff, but I don't know what I'm doing with this channel, and I kind of want to establish what I'm doing with this channel, and I have some other stuff I have to do in real life, and I want to be in the place where I can focus on writing a comic to make a comic, and then when I get to that point, that's when I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Ascension Dildo Hell, true. Iggy Pop is from Detroit. How could we forget? How could we forget Iggy Pop? Iggy and the damn Stooges. How could we forget? I don't know how we can forget Iggy Pop. I brought up White Stripes. I brought up Stevie and obviously Motown. But yeah, I don't know how we forgot Iggy Pop. And if you're deaf, if you ever heard of that band, they basically invented punk, but no one knew that they did it. And they came out in the 70s, and they're a great band. Never be unsurprised, dude. Remember, I was using Twitch for years before YouTube. Hey, I just appreciate any support on Twitch. I'm not sure if you're, but there's other people outside you who I've seen on Twitch. It's appreciated. Eric K, he is the Supermodel Slayer. I think he does use the V2. Yeah, a lot of people doing the V2 setup. You can say a lot more on YouTube for now. Twitch's TOS is really restrictive. Hell, YouTube is also better for searching your name. I was doing it before all you decided to join me, but before it was cool. I like to think I had something to do with that. You did. And I've seen something about the guys who were streaming on Twitch for years who helped really build the platform, as I'm bumping the shit, but didn't really get a lot of credit. Twitch is better, but all the behind the scenes part of streaming. Which is better for thoughts? The hub, man. I don't go to YouTube or Twitch for thoughts. I go to the hub if I'm interested, and I'm trying to be on the NoFap shit anyway. George Thorogood, get a haircut and a real job. I need neither. Hey, you're dope as an artist. But right now I'm not. Right now, I'm not. And then I will eventually, you see the VW. Eventually, I'll have the logo up there. I want to get everything right with Mando Merc. I appreciate you working on the logo. We debuted it in the Brave and the Bold, but we'll work with the logo. And Eric K, even though I told him not to mod, he's still modding out here like a real gangster, showing my minds. Yeah, you follow me on Minds. I am on Minds. And I actually like that. I'm not a social media guy. I hadn't had social media since 2013, 2014 until I started this channel, and I got a Parler, which is back, and I am on Parler as well at Vigilante Williamson. I'm on Minds at Vigilante Williamson. I'm on Twitter at Vigilante Will 34. I only use Twitter to contact people. I'd rather use Minds, and I'd rather be I want to be somebody who can help blow this platform up. I think that's where the value in me is, and being one of the first alt tech guys, maybe where it ends up. Because I've been messed with on this platform. I know a lot of you are new subs. A few weeks ago, I was having my streams taken down for talking about Jon Favreau and the Mandalorian, and innocent stuff. It wasn't even anything salacious or spicy, and they took my stream down. Yeah, I know them. Okay, so Streamlabs does not pop up. You donated. So yeah, okay. If somebody does decide to donate on my Streamlabs, and real quick, I'll just it should be pinned with the Teespring, so you can check that out. But the tip command as well. And I don't know how to set up my bot and stuff. Like I said, I don't know what I'm so behind on stuff. So if you have if you ever donate, please let me know in case I don't see it. Death are proto-punk legends. They indeed are. They indeed are. I'm telling you that Twitch is better for streaming for years. I'm telling you all. And it is, but it's just the thing of like getting the audience. That's a huge part of it too. And that's where YouTube is best for. Yeah, you got a little merchandise on the Teespring. A little bit of merch. It's actually the same shirt, a bunch more. Better, more friendly, user-friendly UI. Even though StreamYard takes a lot of, it's pretty user-friendly. One of my childhood crushes is Susie Quattro from Detroit. Look her up, GarageBand, The Pleasure Seekers from 1960s. Kick-ass girls. I don't know if I heard about her. That's resource intensive. And yes, Parler is back. This is me being gritty. This is a pro-capitalism channel. Kindly tip your friendly neighborhood vigilante. You should probably have a space so you can use that link. I screwed that up. That's what I get. YouTube's bot, here's something wrong, you can get taken down. All the magic of a corporation relying on machine learning. Joy. Only things they don't really do videos and live streams disappear after 14 days, but that's where YouTube comes in as an archive from Twitch stream. Oh, did you donate? Oh, geesh. So let's see if it's going to tell. Thank you, brother. Now, how the hell is it going to tell me? Let me find out it's been donating. I got a bunch of donating stuff. So how the hell is it going to tell me? I appreciate your donation. I want to see what you said or did. I don't see anything. Gosh darn it. Stream. I'm here. And it's not showing me. Hold on a second, Eric K. I appreciate it. It sucks if some other people have done it and I haven't seen it. Let's see. Yeah. So, oh man, you gave me. Yeah. Okay. Now I think I see it. Hold on. So you think Gary Boomer's things? Wait till you get a load of me, man. Wait till you get a load of me, Boomer and stuff, man. Yeah, because you did, because I see it. Now, what the hell did you say anything, Eric K? I'm so sorry, brother. Thank you, man. Donation history new. Show my history for my donations. What about who donated tips? Sorry. Oh boy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm such a boomer, and this pisses me off because I can't believe I've been tipped by the great Eric K. And I'm too boomer to realize how the hell to do it. It's only showing the tips that I've sent out to other people. not showing my tits. Like I can see what I gave Neurotic and Ripper recently. I can't see what you guys are trying to give me. And so this is pretty shitty. Vigilante Boomer Sum is exactly it. This is exactly it, man. Boy, okay. I'm sorry for the boomerang, but I want to figure this out. Okay. Okay, it just all this, and I finally see it. It says your first super chat. And you did it 9 minutes ago. Thank you, Eric K, man. I appreciate it. You are my first super chat. I finally figured out how to do it after just boomering to death. Yeah, and I see what it is. Okay, I fucked it up. As I said before, YouTube is making it harder. Yeah. The whole system is making it harder. Eventually, we're going to need a platform. Maybe it's DLive. Maybe it's, even though I know DLive has been a little iffy, but they're better than Twitch supposedly as far as their TOS. But I think they're taking people down from time to time. Maybe it's DLive. Maybe it's Odyssey. Maybe it's Minds. Maybe it's something that isn't made yet. But eventually, we're going to have a platform or a series of platforms to make it easier. You can do it here. So yeah, I see your donation. It said your first super chat. So thank you, Eric K. I appreciate that. Oh man, somebody else at that 70s rock fan is testing and just sent me a $5 super chat. Eric K donated 10. Wow, thank you guys. Thank you for the testing. And I am a boomer, and you guys are supporting capitalism. That's crazy. Yes, you and I are both shot, bro. I don't know how the hell I made it to 250 subs. Gary gave me a bunch of shout outs, and it was more than I could have imagined. So it's helped me. Gary shout outs and Comics Division shout outs and being on his channel has snuck me up to 250 where I don't know. You know, I feel like I feel, what's that called when you get hired for a job past your skill set and you're like, I don't know if I should be working that job, but you don't get fired from it. That's what I feel like with the YouTube thing. Yeah, Vigilante Boomerson, definitely. Thank you for showing support, and I agree. Not just that Eric K showed support, that 70s rock fan showed support. He donated $5, just testing. So I got $15 to fund the channel. And you see the new backdrop. Well, you don't see it now because I'm being lazy and not wearing a mask. But yeah, let me put the mask back on so you can see the pretty face and the pretty little backdrop. Which I do think Eric K's commented that adds something to it. Yeah, there you go. There I am. With the wings hat. We were talking about the wings. Need to get old. I've never, you know what? Another thing with YouTube with me, I'm a very shy person. So I've never talked to Odin before. I've talked to Gary, obviously, on member stream. He's probably the biggest YouTuber I've talked to. And then I've talked to Doomcock on member stream, or like he had a member stream before. But I haven't reached out. Me reaching out to people is just like, it feels weird because I'm like, who the hell am I? So I maybe I should, I don't know if he knows who I am for that, but yeah. Back in my day, we used Abacus for computers. yeah. Fandom Menace tech support. Yeah, I figured it out. I posted your link today. Yeah, you did. You posted my link, and they kept going. And you posted my link before, man, and that gave me a lot of traction. I feel like, and that's almost a gift and a curse. I feel like I haven't earned any of these subs, man. And I appreciate everyone here, but I really want to make content that engages and entertains you guys to like, okay, I have 250 subs. Yeah, I want to get more. And I said this on my 150 sub stream, which only feels like a few weeks ago. Probably was only a few weeks ago. Yeah, I want to get more subs. But I really want the subs I have to be entertained, engaged, to love what I do. And that's really why I don't want to just be a begging ass YouTuber. I appreciate the super chats I got. Now I got 2 super chats. I feel like I'm on cloud 9. I feel like I've been playing with house money this whole time. So thank you. And I'll play some of my music before we get out of here. Hell, dude. Post my link today. No, I'm not working at Lucasfilm because even though I'm black and I'm also straight, so I don't think I'll be able to work. I have not married a white man, so I don't think it's called government. I'm not sure what we're referring to with that, but if you're talking about something that's terrible, yes, it is called government. I was supposed to go live on Twitch today, actually, but I just couldn't. Been in a bad place. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. And I know how you feel, man, because I'm a lot of these streams. I start off, even to this stream, I start off in a bad place. I had today off. I talked about I have to do. I have a something certification. I've been in the same career for a while. There's a certification I could have got a while ago and should have, and it didn't because I've been trying to get out of this career. So that I haven't studied for it because I'm very depressed about it, and I need to start studying for it. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to dox myself and what it is. But it has me down a lot, and just a lot of stuff. I just feel like I'm in a bad place. Sometimes the escapism is not for other people; it's for you, man. So it's okay to have and I kind of want to have more streams where I am not always at my best because I know other people are not always at their best, and like depression has been something that literally has ruined my life, but it's shown me a lot too, and I've grown with it. And it has, in some ways, protected me from a lot of situations. If I wasn't a depressed homebody, maybe I would have got myself involved in a lot of worse situations when I was younger. So it goes hand in hand. But I'm sorry to hear that, man. Fake it until you make it. I'm just going to just be me. I'd rather let you guys know. Yeah, falling upwards. Let you guys know what it is instead of like, hey, everybody, this is some great YouTube channel where everything's perfect. Like, nah, I'm just an idiot in a mask with a headband and a do-rag that sometimes falls off his face with some shit behind him. Yeah, who's talking shit, and some of the shit makes sense, some of it doesn't. Love the hat. I do too, and I appreciate that 70s rock fan. And I again appreciate the super chat. Imposter syndrome, yeah, I have that with a lot of things, man. I have that with everything I do. Had it when I was trying to do programming, had it with music, and I have it with this, and I just got to get over it. Feeling that way is normal. Yeah, I know. Go ahead and reach out. Reach out. That's Motown. I'll be there. Back when I was in Detroit, we had to do a lot of Motown specials. like for the school plays and shit. So a lot of that shit just stuck in my head. So yeah. Means you're humble is a good thing. Yeah, I just feel like who the hell am I to bother people, man? Everybody's got lives. I know a lot of people, they're not full-time YouTubers. They have a wife, family, full-time job, and do YouTube. They don't need to hear from some other guy who's just trying to get more YouTube subs. All these guys started out someplace and they're glad to help. I see that. A lot of people are glad to help. And if it comes along, yeah, I'm not somebody who's too proud to reach out, but I also don't want to bother people. I appreciate that though. LOL. What you don't want Lucasfilm to shrink your image in China? Fuck Lucasfilm and China. They can both eat a bowl of dicks. Right now, I think only people with Streamlab account can donate is Streamlab. If you have a PayPal, you can donate. Anyone with a PayPal, I think, can donate. Just keep doing what you're doing, mate. That's what I'm gonna try to do. Not really sure. I think anyone will get with a PayPal. Fun fact: if you watch this stream from China, it's barely visible. No, they probably think I'm Mexican. They keep me on. Let's play a little bit of music. Let's play a little bit of music. Here's I'm gonna just play a song real quick. You know what I gotta do to make sure, because I realized when I played the song earlier, you guys didn't hear shit. So let me I know what I'm gonna do. Stop the cam real quick. Okay. Share a blank screen with the audio. Okay. Then come back so you see me. Restart the cam so you can see old Oh, Viggy Smalls. And then should be a song playing.
With Jay Marvelous on the track, right. Man. You living up to your namesake. This beat is marvelous, man.
Off camera.
Wowzers. Coming live from the apocalypse before the cataclysm, cycling through this bondage's coping mechanisms. In what way will I make myself sick today? Crippled from my way, but I'm still ordering Chick-fil-A, trying to read the scriptures more and not forget to pray. Don't take for granted the breath of life that you get today. Even if you suicidal as shit today, it's a way as I get lifted to sit in place. We all running a different race at a different pace. Never had success, but if I get a taste, I'ma just chill. That's being real. Make sure the fam never need for a meal on the straight and narrow for the green. Stephen Mill, nowhere want a meal, no need for a bill, but still, my people Leonardo Raphael, teenage mutant ninjas out here catching shells, splinter away from rats, lest ye catch a L. Super shred your head up, people diesel when they fed up land of the Wolverines. Logans run away from hell. Sinister magicians got the world in the spell. The same demons who overprice entrails. Lobster like escargot. It snails until there's intel for stem cells for incels. OnlyFans will always boom incels. The line between love and hate is a thin veil. Tried to crack the code but got off track with rails. Had the view for JavaScript but not what it entails. For more than Twitter pictures and event sales from the so-called woke. Why I'm still broke. Lives would be tragic if it wasn't such a joke. Only one a black man dead, gay or selling dope. I'm doing the latter with beats and rhymes. Who wants smoke? Kicking the door, waving the Rick Mahorn on the system. Viggy Smalls, a bad boy, should be playing for the Pistons. Compare me to rappers and saying that they spitting is like praying to Satan and saying you a Christian. Are you kidding? My flow is like a saying Armageddon. Classic like Genesis, so say it's the beginning. I would keep going, but the beat cut off in 5. No, 3, 2, 1.
All right, that's Dewey. I did not make that beat. That beat is actually a free beat. It's already on. Jay Marvelous, who was the producer, he has a YouTube channel. He's a guy who worked for Universal, realized there was a lot of devil worship, and kind of got out. But he makes beats. They're really dope. And that's a free beat on his channel. And I let him know, hey, I made a song behind it. He hasn't yelled at me. So there we go. That's that beat. And then there's actually a song that is a beat that I made. And as far as the validation, whatever name you can make up a nickname. You don't have to have one set up. You make up a nickname and then you can just donate whatever. So if you want to, you can use the same nickname just because there's like a little thing of like top donator of the week or whatever, but you don't have to have a standard nickname. You just make one up. But again, you don't have to support. I mean, I almost feel like, I don't want to beg. I appreciate it. I'm not monetized. I may never be monetized on this platform with all the shit that I talk. But I mean, I shouldn't not do a tip job because people are so cool. So yeah, you don't need it. If you want a tip, you can make up any name. And apparently it works. So, because Eric K and that 70 Rock fan have already tipped, and I really appreciate that a ton. So there you go. That, and yeah, wowzers. What's wrong with wowzers? It's not hip hop enough for you, Kate. Wowzers isn't hip hop enough for you. I'm just teasing you. Thanks, man. Thank you. Okay, and actually, also before I leave, I'm going to play the Tom Brady. Is it really a Tom Brady tribute video just because he won a Super Bowl and the little beat is called Vengeance, and his whole life has been basically this vengeance, getting revenge on people who don't believe on him, which is kind of inspirational. I mean, he is a witch, so there's that part as well. But besides that, it's kind of inspirational. I'll play that too before I leave. But before I leave, I've gone about 2 hours, so it's way longer than I want to because I've been trying to I don't know that I was ever even going to be on Yelling at Parked Cars today because I wanted to, take more time, get more sleep. But I had this stream, and I appreciate everyone who's joined me. Hell to you, yeah. Hell, Wes. Wes has helped me along in the journey, and he's at like 500 plus as well. And again, seeing everybody's growth, seeing Paul, he's at like 600. I see him on Midnight's Edge videos and Midnight's Edge streams now. Everybody's growth from this like group of guys that I met a few months ago who have been like some of the best friends I've ever met in my life. I thank you guys so much. And that I'm at 250 subs and just got a few super chats. My first couple super chats is beyond the pale for someone like me. I can't believe I've made it that far. We'll see how far this goes. We'll see if I get yeeted. We'll see if I get stopped. And we'll just see it. We'll see what happens. Thank you all for joining. I don't know. I talked a little bit about the Gina. I didn't really talk about the Snyder Cut. I did want to touch that before I left. So I am excited for the Snyder Cut. I'm always going to be cautiously excited for Zack Snyder stuff. Keep pushing, sir. 1,000 subs is coming. We hope. You can only hope, man. One can only hope. One can only hope. But let me touch the Snyder Cut before I get out of here. I'll show my video, and then we can really get out of here. Hold on. Let me paste it. Pause. Please don't start. Okay, it's paused. But like the Snyder Cut with Zack Snyder, I know what he is. I know what I expect from him. I expect cool visuals. I expect not bad plot, because I mean I like 300. I like 300, and I thought Watchmen was cool. There were parts of Watchmen I hate, and parts of Watchmen I like. I think it's overall a solid movie, and I thought he's really good at taking the visuals from a comic book and bringing them to film. He has he's very talented. He has a very I can't think of the right word this late at night, but he has a really visual way about his storytelling. He's very good at the visual elements. He's very bad at dialogue. He doesn't understand dialogue. He doesn't really understand characterization as well. So this is what I look for with Zack Snyder. I understand his limitations. I understand what he's good at. I know you may be a Snyder fan and you may love him, or you may be a Snyder hater like my man Central Dildo, and you know he doesn't give an F about the Snyder Cut. I understand that as well. Hell, Mirror Sphere's origins. Hey, if you have not subbed to Mirror Sphere, because I don't know how the hell I passed him up. That makes no sense. This is affirmative action. What are you guys doing here? Please sub to Mirror Sphere origins. Please give a man Mirror Sphere a sub. But I know what Snyder is, so I don't have these expectations that he's going to deliver something great. I mean, how many great trailers have we had from Zack Snyder? We had the Batman versus Superman trailer. That was, I think everybody forgets how spectacular that trailer was. That Batman versus Superman, those first couple trailers were, how well received they were. And the movie wasn't that great. I've heard good things about the extended version, but I don't have 3 or 4 hours to watch. That's another thing. He had an extended version of The Watchmen, which I honestly, when I look back at the Watchmen movie, that should have been a mini series or a 3-part movie or something. It shouldn't have been done in one shot. But he had an extended cut of The Watchmen, extended BVS cut. Now we have this Snyder Cut. And it more than likely will be a dead end, even if it's very successful. DC doesn't know what they're doing with anything. But there's still this cautious excitement. Zack is good visually. I think Batman visually, Ben Affleck's costume is the visually coolest looking Batman costume to me. I'm not necessarily as big of a fan as Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne and Batman as everyone else. I thought he did a solid job. The characterization was bad. He made, Zack Snyder made everybody, Batman and Batman the Punisher, and that stuff I don't like. But he was done wrong. And if you consider this a fan movement and you consider this something that the fans did, that is why I want a successful. And he seems like a good guy. And okay, he's at Mirror Sphere as at 140. Woot woot. Yeah. And Watchmen was solid. The ending changed, man. You really need to not know whether or not, and spoiler alert for Watchmen, the comic and the movie. You really need to not know if Ozymandias' plan works. You really need to leave the end of that comic feeling like with a little bit of a taste in your mouth, being kind of pissed. That's really how that comic is supposed to end to me. And so when you have the kind of cop out ending away from the squid, it's not just the squid. It's making Dr. Manhattan more of the focus of why, the focus of people's ire instead of like this big cover. The change in the ending has a reverberation impact to me, and so that's why I have my issues with the Watchmen. And trailers cannot be trusted; they just cannot. Yeah, that movie wasn't bad. The BVS Tell Martha. I was like, wait, what the fuck? And that Luthor casting was so bad, and he never really. I don't even understand what his motivations were. Why was he angry at Superman or Batman? Does anyone know? Ben Affleck was a great Batman, but bad writing held him back. Here's another thing about that Ben Affleck Batman. I wanted to see his director, writer, story. I wanted to see that story whether that included Deathstroke or this Jared Leto Joker. I also like the idea of the Jared Leto Joker not being the actual Joker a lot better. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, one of the things that's hopeful from this Snyder Cut is that it can lead to Ben Affleck getting that vehicle that a lot of us want him to have. We need a meme of Batman looking up to Mickey saying, "Do you bleed?" Well, the way DC and Marvel, and DC and Warner Brothers does everything is Batman versus the world. They need to know they have other superheroes like this guy here. Batman's my favorite fictional character, but this guy is important. Superman is the man for a reason, and some earnest, wholesome fun, and it doesn't even have to be wholesome. You can have a dark world for Superman, but he has to be the light in that world. And I understand the argument from the Snyder guys. Well, they were telling that story. Well, they weren't. They really weren't. I just want a Superman story. I don't need everything to be deconstructed. Yes, even in games, we cannot trust what people show us. Ain't that the truth? No Man's Sky is just now coming out after being released for 5 or 6 years. and getting people to pay for it for 5 or 6 years. But Affleck made a good Batwoman. There's no such thing as a good Batwoman. That's Asmaratic. Leto nails the creepy factor. He was getting a new Denzel movie, which I actually want to see. The thing is, man, Leto was trying to do his own thing. He went into business with himself. He apparently was an asshole on set for Suicide Squad. He wanted to be this gangster hip hop Joker, which was trash. And he's not a victim or a lesbian enough. And I don't know. Game trailers are almost all completely false. Yeah, they very much are. Yeah, Anthem, the Avengers, which I heard there's still people who like parts of it, but there's still not enough content. It looks like, and that was a game I thought about buying even after release because of the way Ripper sold it. Yeah, Leto was damaged, man. Yeah, that's so trash. Doing videos of Rick Ross, so trash. It's just that I had no interest in. And I mean, yeah, I guess that the Maryland Man to look at the end of the trailer, the nightmare sequence, whatever. He looks better. But I'm just not I'm not a guy who's really into the Snyder verse. I'm not a Snyder guy, but I'm not a Snyder hater. Like I said, I know what Zack Snyder is. He's a guy who's visually good. His stories a lot of times leave a lot to be desired. I'm expecting something very dark, brooding, but cool and badass. And maybe much better than the original Justice League. And I'm interested in seeing it. But unfortunately, WB and DC is directionless, so it's not going to lead anywhere. Maybe we will get the Batman series or miniseries or movie where Ben Affleck directs and writes. I'm not sure. Or maybe we'll get a spinoff of Justice League 2 in this universe. Who knows? DC doesn't know where's going with this universe, even though they have a trade in Batman comics, and that's their biggest cash cow. He's their Luke Skywalker. They don't even know who's going to be playing him in 2023 and beyond because they have the Batman with Matt Reeves directing and I call him Sparkly Boy, but Robert Pattinson. I need to be at least respectful of the fact we haven't seen him play Batman yet. I'm just worried about it because he could be a better Nightwing or Terry McGinnis, but instead he's Batman. So you have the Batman with Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves. You have then the Flashpoint movie, which is going to have Michael Keaton as an old man as Bruce, which I'm very interested in. I'd much rather we had Michael Keaton as old man Bruce and Robert Pattinson as Terry McGinnis in a Batman Beyond movie. I think that would be a better use of their talents than what we're going to get. But then we're going to have Michael Keaton, and then Ben Affleck will be in the Flashpoint movie because he'll be our Batman or the modern day Justice. So that means they're going to use him for the universe. There may be a world's finest movie that can include either Ben Affleck or Robert Pattinson. They don't know. They're kind of waiting to see which is more successful, which is stupid. It's like this is just poorly ran crap. And so whatever the fallout of the Snyder Cut is going to be, even if it is good, which there's no guarantee that it is, there's no guarantee it'll go anywhere because there are people who are rooting for it to fail. Part of the reason we got so much junk about Ray Fisher is because people were rooting for it to fail. And hell, it turns out that Joss Whedon is kind of a creep. So he may have been some smoke with that fire. Sorry, Zach. Who? Ducks, Run, and Hides. Yeah, the Snyder Bros, they're out here. I don't want to get anyone offended. I got pre-orders, collections, editions. Never felt betrayed in my life. Yeah, you can't pre-order games. Can't do it. Is Leto a cult leader? I heard something like that before, I think, too. Shad Snyder. Warner Brothers, like I said, and Culture Casino Stream have no idea what to do. No, they do not. They really don't. Used to be all over collector edition pre-order. Not anymore. Don't ever do that. It's not good. Oops, I want to see. Patterson will play a good meth head that informs for money. I think he could be Nightwing. I think he could be Terry McGinnis. He just, as an energy, I've heard this. Patterson's a decent actor. He's a good actor. You could be the best actor on earth. Doesn't mean you're cast right for the part. Yeah, only game I buy collectors is Final Fantasy 14, the upcoming expansion. They earn my respect over the years. Well, that's an expansion for a game that you've been supporting for years. That's something you can be a little bit more safer for with that, because you have a feel for what they do. And Square, I mean, they did come up with this Avengers debacle, even though it's Crystal Dynamics who actually did the grunt work with that, but still, they still have I think Square has a better reputation than Bethesda or than a lot of companies. The Crystal Dynamics Avengers thing probably hurt them more than anything, but I think they have a better reputation than a lot of companies. So, but yeah, that's the thing with pre-orders. And in general, who knows what's going to happen with the Snyder Cut. I'm hoping it's good. The fans that won it, they won something, because who knows if this movie was ever going to get released. But it is now, and I hope it's good. I hope DC can pull their head out of their ass and figure out what direction they want to go with, and I hope it ends up with some good material. But now we will end with a music video. Struggle. Okay, let's start one to play early. We're going to go ahead and you said you've been Avengers or solely on Marvel pushing their crap on that game. You know what happened with the Avengers? Sana Amanat deserves a lot of blame because the Miss Marvel marketing hurt that game. Not only that, Ripper, who played a lot of that game, will tell you it seems like there was a game that was started and a game that was changed. Like this was supposed to be something that was a creative character as a part of the Avengers, but it was changed to Miss Marvel. But you don't know that. We don't know that. But that's what it seems like. And the Miss Marvel hype hurt a lot of the game. I don't necessarily think a live service hurt it per se, but they didn't realize, like, you're making a live service game to make a lot of content for people to play, and they didn't launch with enough content. In my opinion, the Avengers game should just now be coming out. It should have started off with a live beta, had a lengthy live beta process, and then went live to consumers, and that would have been a much smoother process. And again, limited the Miss Marvel marketing and the game design being around her. That would have helped that game a lot, because that's a game that could have been successful. Another thing they should have did, and I said that their character designs were too close to the MCU and yet too far away. And they should have done what they did with the Arkham games, where you come up with character designs that are completely disparate, where they're just nothing like the movies. Because remember, the Arkham game started out in the Dark Knight universe, started out when the Dark Knight movies were coming out and in their heyday. But they made their own character designs and therefore were never confused with the movies. Well, with the Avengers game, they made the character designs similar to the MCU actors, but different to the MCU actors. And that, I think, provided a lot of confusion for a lot of people who were buying the game. So that's another thing that I had an issue with. We need Arkham Knight Superman game. Yeah, it's not, I ain't gonna say it's that hard. We need an Arkham design Superman game so bad. I just watched the Drinkers review, just another red shirt to Eric K, of that movie, The Lighthouse, played by Pattinson and William Dafoe. When Pattinson can ride with Dafoe for crazy, you know he's good at it. Being good at crazy doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good at Batman. Sorry, man. Missed most of the stream, working on the book for like 3 hours. I get it. I was working on other things, and that's why I started the stream late. Yeah, I believe when they showed her as a main character, I was out. Yeah, a lot of people were out, and it wasn't just showing her as a main character. She ruined the design of that game as well. Hell, had they replaced Miss Marvel with Spider-Man, it would have sold. Yeah, it absolutely would have. But they wanted to be exclusive with Sony. They that was arrogance, a lot of marketing arrogance. Instead of doing a simple thing, instead of DC and Warner Brothers, Gary's talked about this, anyone can tell you this, doing the Timverse in live action, either in a movie setting or in a, and I say the Timverse, the DCAU, the DC Animated Universe, that's Batman, the animated series, Superman, the animated series, Justice League Unlimited, technically also includes the Zeta Project and Static Shock and the Batman Beyond, the great cartoons from the 90s and 2000s. So doing that on live screen, or all the great live action movies DC has done in the 2000s, doing those type of movies on live action. That's what people want, and they just don't do it because they're stupid. The simplest answers are the best. And yeah, the Arkham games were great. And that's also simple. Just do a Superman game in that vein. Just put Spider-Man in Miss Marvel spot. Just do a creative character in Miss Marvel spot. Simple stuff. Watched the movie. Did not think it was the greatest movie, but not bad. I think people are so starved for anything good. I think that it's more. They think it's more than what it is. I think that's an issue with a lot of things now. Things are so terrible now that anything that's decent is like, oh my God, did you see? It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Because you haven't seen anything good in a while. Eddie Murphy talks about like people have had sex in a while. It's like having a cracker when you're starving. You're like, there's something with this cracker, something special. Oh my God, I can't do it. It's that sort of thing. It's like, get over it, man. It's not the end of the world. It's not a movie that will be remembered. Hell, Sony's a mess as well. At least they got the Spider-Man to hold on to, I guess. Best comic video game was Deadpool. That game launched Deadpool, man. That game made Deadpool so popular. So much more popular in the 2000s. Or was it 2011 when that game came out? It looked like a movie I couldn't wait to miss. It impressed me that Drinker didn't think Pattinson was completely out of his league, but that doesn't mean I want to see him as Batman. Yeah, I don't either. I don't think he's as good as Batman. So, speaking of people don't like, Tom Brady. Not my cup of tea either, but hey, he's made a career out of revenge. I want to play this video real quick before I leave. Hopefully you guys can hear the music. If you can't, you can't.
Constant struggle for recognition.
I may write to the instrumental, but I made this beat. Just put some Tom Brady to it.
I don't agree with what the Patriots are doing right here. That was played for overtime.
Now just a minute. They have no timeouts left. Brady again throws.
Now I kind of like what the Patriots are doing.
Terrible waste. Time, blood, money. In the end, for what?
Revenge. That's my passion.
Revenge isn't a passion, it's a disease. It eats at your mind and poisons your soul.
I want to make this very clear, especially for Patriots and Brady fans.
Oh, boy.
Let me start by saying, Patriots fans, listen, okay? I think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback who ever lived, okay? Are we all clear? He's the greatest quarterback who ever lived. Push comes to shove, over Peyton, over Joe Montana, over John Elway, over everyone I've ever seen. If I had to draft quarterbacks all time to start their careers on my team, I'm taking Tom Brady. Okay, got it? Tom Brady's just about done. It could be his next game he plays. It could be a year from now, but he is going to fall off a cliff.
In the act of fighting monsters,
sometimes they're the same.
No, they're never the same, Bruce. Just
Tom Brady has to prove that he can be great without Bill Belichick. That's what he has to prove.
It's about harmony. Revenge is about you making yourself feel better. That's why we have an impartial system.
Oh, your system is broken.
Catch for the touchdown. Antonio Brown.
I will have my vengeance. In this life or the next.
Tom Brady has had a full Hall of Fame career in the time since I made the Cliff prediction.
You gotta love that. You gotta love that. So that's just I'm not even a Tom Brady super fan, man. I'm somebody who's denied Tom Brady's greatness, but he played at the greatest university for football there is. And I just wanted to do something different. So I made a little clip video using my music as a backdrop, especially because it talks about vengeance. And I feel like, hey, he may be a witch, but his career, he's a 6th-round pick. He's a guy who's been counting out his whole career. His career is still pretty inspirational, even if you hate Brady, which, again, not a Brady guy. And so Central Dildo saw that 70s rock fan think they're egg chasers. The football does look a bit eggish. Bro hates Tom Brady because he's a KC fan. Yeah, they just stomped him. KC has a lot to work on. I mean, the tackles being hurt was a big deal, but that can have, like, there are teams, Tom Brady has faced teams like that where there are just D linemen where, like, no, these 4 D linemen can get a rush on your quarterback. So if you build a team like that, I feel like some of those same issues will happen. So Deadpool is my guy besides Spider-Man, been my number 1 comic anti-hero or some other stuff. Yeah, Pattinson's a good actor. Batman, nah. Batman's not a 6 foot tall, 150-pound guy. And honestly, Pattinson's probably like 170, maybe 175 now, which is huge for him. Still skinny as shit. But like, he's put on a little bit of weight. If you look at him in 10 and you look at him just a few years before then, you see that he's put on a little bit of weight. Tom Brady is the best quarterback of all time. Belichick is indeed a cheater, and you grab that Brady's not New England. I just love him proving Max Kellerman wrong. I love that. I love proving people wrong. Have we seen with Batwoman? Suit does all the work anyway, obviously. Some fall off. Just great. That's what makes it funny. Just like that's why I did the video with the clips. You see somebody who he had to fight for the job in Michigan. Then he gets drafted. He has to fight to win that first few Super Bowls. Then he becomes a great player, and then he gets old. And hey, I actually talk a little bit about that because I want to do a video about because there's reasons he can still play older, but he's not the only guy with those reasons. But he gets counted out again, and just seeing, like, ever since he made that prediction, he's literally had a full Hall of Fame career. Yeah, the tuxedo. It was the suit for the movie Tuxedo. Cannot stand hot take journalism. And I don't want to be a hot take journalist myself. That's one fear with my own stuff that I get into. And that's just something that happens with me. So as someone who doesn't like hot take journalism, I want to not contribute to it even accidentally. So, yeah, because I think sometimes, and it's not like intentional, but I think it's YouTube thinking it can end up with that just because you have a perspective. But hell, one of my hot takes was about the Luke thing, and I was proven fucking right. I'm not going to read any blasphemous chats of the one Eric K sitting right under that. I'm not going to read. Got to go to bed. I do too, man. Congratulations, Vigilante Williamson. Congratulations, Toxic Man Flu, for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to go to bed. I've kept you guys far long enough. It's 1:30. This stream was not supposed to go to this late. So I want to thank any and everybody who's been a part of this stream. I'm going to play another song. Well, actually, I played Dewey. I'm not going to play any music. I'm just going to get out of here. So thank you for showing up. If you are watching this playback, you're a crazy person, but I appreciate it. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share, subscribe, please do so. Even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching and thank you for your time. God bless. And thank you so much to That 70s Fan and Eric K, who are my first 2 super chatters. I appreciate it. GG was a good game, I guess. Thanks for VW. See you again. See y'all later. Hail everyone. Good stream, everyone. Good stream, sir. Congrats. Thank you, David Blair. I appreciate it. Peace.